After a disappointing loss in Game 1 for the Bucs last night, it's a new day, and Anchorage finds itself on the road for the first time this season. It's game number 2 between the Anchorage Bucs and the Mat-Su Miners here from Herman Brothers Field in Mat-Su, Anchorage. Welcome into the Herman Brothers Field broadcast booth, everyone. Milo Hoffman alongside Alex Burstein for game number 2. The Bucs out here taking a big road trip. It was a beautiful road down here to Palmer, Alaska. But the main thing on the Bucs' mind is bouncing back from last game number 1. They're excited to get back here for game number 2. But before we go ahead to game number 2, let's take a look back at how it all went down last night at Mulcahy Stadium. But before we do that, we're going to keep on talking about this first game because why not? The second game. Sorry. It's a grass field with full dirt, and the starting pitcher for tonight's game for the Anchorage Bucs is Sean Toger out of Fort Collins, Colorado, one of the top-ranked pitchers out of Colorado. He was actually the third-ranked outfielder out of Colorado, so another two-way player for the Bucs pitcher. He'll be in there in the lineup as well. We'll tease those lineup coming up soon on this pregame show, but this is a huge game for the Bucs to bounce back. I talked with Coach before this. You'll also hear that later on in the pregame show in the next couple of minutes. It is a big-time opportunity for the Bucs to bounce back and a similar lineup as they did last night to today's game. So if they can come out and do well with a new-look team the Bucs are putting out there, this will be a big look for them.
Yeah, I mean, this is a very, very similar starting nine for the Miners. In fact, the same 1 through 9 minus the pitcher, who will be different for them. We'll talk about him in a few minutes. But that's the thing. They had a good offense last night, so why not send out the same 9? The Bucs, meanwhile, they saw some areas they can see improved, and obviously you're trying to get as many guys different chances as possible here in the summer league. So you're going to see some different guys around the field. Some interesting changes as well. The main one I'm interested in, Austin Gamel going from right field to left field. Had a couple of errors in right last night, so they're going to try him on the left side tonight.
That is true. I wonder if that's going to be a difference going from right to left. Obviously a whole new ballpark out here in Palmer, Alaska, and I'll tell you, the wind is blowing like none other. Actually, insane. They were saying if we arrived at the field a couple minutes earlier, we might have blown away, but it seems like it's calming down just a bit. A big attendance expected for this game. The Miners bring a whole bunch of fans in the hundreds, really. That's what you should expect for the first game of this homestand in Palmer, Alaska. But before we do that, we're going to take a look back. I talked with Coach before the game, so let's see what he had to say prior to this one.
Awesome to see the boys out here flying around, taking swings, throwing, getting ground balls, getting to know each other, right, and get ready for a great summer.
And then obviously only 3 practices under your belt, but have you noticed anything about the team, how they're gelling so far?
A collective group of guys that are, here to work hard at the end of the day, but they keep it light. They like to have fun. And
an end. Played in 51 games. Played in 51 games last season for Paradise Valley Community College. Had 180 at-bats. Hit .317, so he can put the ball in play really, really well. He goes from the left side and also has some good pop that is very, very fun to watch. As the PA announcer gets started here in Herman Brothers Field. A lot of history to go with this park. And the players are excited to come all the way out here.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to opening day here. Another great season of Mat-Su Miners baseball here in the Alaska Baseball League.
By the coaches.
Welcome to Herman Brothers Field. Just a reminder, folks, that there is no smoking, no vaping, no tobacco in the ballpark.
Yeah, good crowd expected here for night number 1 of the season. Mat-Su, one of the league's highest drawers. They can get up to 700, 800 fans a game here, and especially tonight, hoping for a big crowd. But the weather is going to be a big part of this one because it is very cold, it is very windy, and, that's not exactly baseball weather. You're usually not playing baseball when it feels like 45 degrees out, but hey, anything can happen here in Alaska, and they're still going to play a full 9 innings tonight.
Oh, of course, and that's what you came out here to do. We're going to go and look at our starting lineups for today's game. Like I said, Logan Yule starting in center field for the Anchorage Bucs, came in to pinch hit last night. Grant Haas still the shortstop, he's batting second. Austin Gamel, the left fielder, will bat third. Corey Bantam, who had 3 hits last night and had the big RBI single, is at first base. He's batting in that cleanup spot. Ren Matsuzaki getting getting his first action of the season, catching. He's hitting 5th. Sean Toger, the pitcher like we were just talking about, he's pitching and he'll hit in the 6th slot. Marquez Albelson, the second baseman, back in there. He'll bat 7th. Ray out of Spokane, Washington. It's an exciting time to be an Anchorage Buck fan because it's a new season. Just game number 2. Although they lost last night, it's a new day, and it's a new chance to pick up another win for the Anchorage Bucs. And we heard from head coach Joe Silva. He knows what the team has to improve on to get a win today. And someone else who might have another opinion on that is Corey Banton. Picked up 3 hits last night. Let's hear what he had to say prior to this one.
Alex Pearson here with Corey Bantam before today's game against the Matsu Miners. Corey, a 3-hit night in the first game of the series. How did you feel after last night's game?
I felt great after not playing for a month and a half. Just thought I was seeing the ball well and time it up good.
You just wrapped up your first season at Southwest Minnesota State. What was kind of the biggest things you took out of your junior year there?
That was just, I was more mature. I played 2 years at junior college, and then I was a junior this year. Just played a little more free. Was in the 3-hole the whole year, so just driving in runs was nice.
Obviously, a big difference for you playing out there in the Midwest versus coming here to Alaska. What have kind of been the biggest changes for you?
The weather is actually not that bad for me because I'm used to it, but the views and everything, like elevation at the stadium, it's interesting.
Do you have any goals for this season this summer?
I just want to win. We started off really hot at my college, and then we hit a spur. I just want to, get back to the winning.
Awesome. Corey Bantam, today's player interview. Thanks for your time, Corey.
Thank you.
Bantam with a big night last night, picked up 3 hits. He's coming into this one, that big lefty. I'll tell you, the ball was carrying out to right field. The dimensions here at this field are pretty even throughout. You got 322 to right, 390 out in center field, 342 to left center field gap, and a right center field gap. And then 322 over to left. And you got the big, giant, beautiful mountains out here to the left side of us, past that wall out there. We're going through the starting lineups here, and Alex, what are some big things that you're looking forward to out of this one?
Yeah, I think first and foremost it's going to be not giving up runs in the first 2 innings of this one. Last night, R.J. Ruhe came in, and it looked pretty strong through the first 1 1/3, and then things kind of fell apart, and that set the momentum for the game. And part of it was there was a hit given up, but it was also the errors that stacked up in that second inning and beyond. 4 errors across 9 innings of baseball. That is not what you want to see, especially on opening days. So some problems with the fielding for the Bucs yesterday. They clean it up. I think they have a much better chance of winning here today.
Yeah, it's all about getting off to a fast start, right? You want to have the lead and going into it. It's also a different game when you have the lead. Obviously, baseball's played very differently if you have the lead or if you don't have the lead. Excited to see maybe some new pitchers that we didn't see last night. They're going to get their first action here today. So a whole lot to look forward to here for game number 2 between the Matsu Miners and the Anchorage Bucs. Of course, the Bucs came up short last night. 5-3 was the score. Look to bounce back again here today. And it's a tough Matsu Miners lineup that they're going to have to go against. A ton of players in their lineup got involved, and I will say one of the big things to look out for again is the stolen bases. I remember last night their catcher stole, and you had absolutely no clue that he was going to steal. That'll go to show you how much teams are really relying on the run game nowadays. It's such a big part of baseball. It almost went away for a little bit there, and now it's made a resurgence in the Alaska Baseball League. Is picking up on that.
Yeah, I think you're going to be talking about the catcher steal that you called all season long.
Okay.
But, I mean, hey, if you have the speed, you might as well do it. And there are some Bucs players that have the speed. They were caught once last night, but had the successful one as well. So, especially in this cold weather, might be a little harder to throw down the second easily. You might see those extra speedy players trying to get a bag or two today, and that could be the difference maker. The big thing, though, is last night the Bucs got runners in scoring position. There was guys in second, guys in third. You look at that 9th inning, they had the bases juiced. Can you score those runners? And that's part speed, but it's also just being able to play small ball because this is a pitcher's league. You're going to get a lot of balls into the outfield, but not that are carrying, that are going to be in that shallow right field, shallow left field area. can the Bucs play small ball? I think that's a key for them today.
Well, it's all about timely hitting. You have to hit with runners in scoring position. A ton of hitters left on base. It was up near 15 last night. So can the Bucs hit with runners in scoring position and take advantage of the opportunities that they are going to be given on the offensive side? Because the lineup is very good, and obviously these players are very, very talented. So it's all about that timely hitting. We're going to go to our PA announcer really quickly so we can get ready for our starting, national anthem here at Herman Brothers Field.
Assistant coach out of Belmont
We're finally going through the
University in
starting
Nashville,
lineups.
Jackson.
The Matsu Miners are being introduced to their home fans for the first time this season. There's a good bunch of people filing in under us down the right field line. Here we go for the national anthem.
Flag behind the center field fence as we honor America and the men and women who are protecting us both at home and overseas with the singing of our national anthem by Palmer City Council person Carolina Graver.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Carolina Graver. Fantastic job. At this time, we'd like to introduce our
Back here at
first
Herman
pitch
Brothers
Gabe,
Field.
who's a business rep for Local 1281.
Exciting times here in
Is
the
gonna make his way
ABL
out
as
to
the
the mound.
fans are slowly filing in
And
out from right
Dazzles
field.
with
I'll tell
his
you,
best
this field is really
split-finger
tucked away
fastball.
in a corner, it seems like. We're right next to the mountains, big giant mountains. I think they come in at like 8,000 feet up there. So high towering over us. And it's kind of like a little, you can feel it. It's almost like a little baseball town in this area. It gives off that historic vibe that you love to see.
Yeah, we're like a minute away
All
from
right,
the
Gabe.
state
Go
fairgrounds, and you got mountains to your left. Just everything's happening around here, and also nothing at all. Very small town.
Exactly.
We get
That
that
was great.
weird
That
kind of
was
dichotomy
right.
going, but it's a beautiful ballpark. Dimensions are not hitter-friendly,
And
but
now,
not
ladies and
pitcher-friendly
gentlemen, it's
either.
time
You
to play
could see a
some
lot of runs scored
Matsu
today, or you could see a
Miners
low-scoring one. It's that
baseball.
type of ballpark, and just a very, very good atmosphere here, and should be interesting to see what Michael Cannelli can do on the mound out of Gonzaga.
You mentioned it. Michael Cannelli out of Gonzaga getting his first action of the season. Big righty on the bump. Features a fastball, changeup, curveball, and slider. Comes in over from the state of Washington. A lot of guys in this league over from the state of Washington, of course, because of its distance. Not too far from Alaska.
Yeah, and a lot of guys on this Bucs team from his same school,
Yeah.
Gonzaga. So you're going to be interesting to see how that matchup works because they know each other from practice, they know each other from games. Looking at the lineup today, just one Bulldog for the Bucs, and that's Marcus Albalson. But it's interesting to see when you're facing someone who you've played with, how it is when you play against them. But you have to imagine in practice and fall ball, they've probably thrown against each other a couple times. So a little bit of familiarity, which you'll see throughout the season here in Alaska.
Oh, 100%. And I believe you mentioned Reese Sherman, catcher for the Bucs, actually caught for Keneally out in Gonzaga, did he?
Yes, he did a couple times this season. So there's that connection. Sherman not getting the start as he caught last night, but he's listed as a substitute, could come in to hit later in the game, and that would certainly be interesting to see. But hey, looks like we're just about ready for first pitch.
Ready for first pitch indeed, as Logan Yule walks up to the left-hander's batter's box.
Center fielder number
Keneally,
19,
the starting
Logan
pitcher,
Yule.
big righty. Logan Yule pinch hit last night, came out with a walk, a big walk, and was stranded on third as the game ended with that double play from Alex Sanchez. Keneally set at the belt, kicks and deals the first pitch of the game, is taken down low, and it's 1-0 on Logan Yule. Logan Yule has pop. He also has speed, an all-around good player. Pitch, swung on and check swing foul back here, and it's 1-1.
Yeah, he's one of these interesting guys that comes into this season looking for a home, just wrapped up year 2 of his junior college career, so trying to find some stride this summer to get a look at for next level.
Keneally ready for the 1-1. Here's the pitch, taken upstairs by Yule, and the count's 2-1. Logan Yule, of course, trying to establish a steady playing role here with the Bucs. Came in as a pinch hitter last night, but of course you want to build a routine as the season goes along. The 2-1 pitch is fouled back left side, and it's 2-2. Working the counts is huge for both the Bucs and the Miners, of course. Something that we actually saw a lot of last night. It was a lot of working the counts for both sides. A decent amount of walks for the Miners and the Bucs.
Yeah, a whole bunch of 3-2 counts, a whole bunch of walks, as you mentioned, and long strikeouts. That's what a pitcher hates to see, especially at the summer level.
Here's Keneally's pitch, swung on and grounded foul right side. They'll do the 2-2 again.
It's going to be interesting to see how this infield plays for both of the teams. It's the first time this field's been played on in a few months, but there's no dirt from first to third or second or third to home. And what's interesting with that is just the running, the slipping. It'll be interesting to see if anything happens.
Keneally ready for the 2-2. Kicks and deals. Taken for strike 3 called. A fastball. Logan Yule was caught looking, and there's one gone here in the top of the first.
Kind of the opposite of what we saw out of the Bucs early yesterday when they were attacking the pitching, and that's what ended up being their demise late in the game, a patient approach. But there you might have wanted to see a little more aggression on some fastballs, but I'll be interested to see if the strategy switches here for the Bucs.
Yeah, that fastball looked like it had some tail, dipping into Yule and then right back towards the middle of the strike zone. Here's the pitch to Grant Haas, the shortstop, batting second today, was in the 9 slot last night, so moved around a bit in the order.
More than a bit.
Yeah, a lot, almost as drastic as it gets. He was 1 for 3 with a run scored in last night's opener. The 1-0 swung on and fouled back right side. That's out of play. So the count's 1-1 on Haas. Out of Arizona Community College from Phoenix. Stands at about 6'1" at the shortstop position. Right on right matchup here. Fans still filing into their seats here at Herman Brothers Field, the home opener for the Miners. The pitch is cut on and missed, and it's 1-2 on Haas.
Yeah, some really good movement out of that pitch from Keneally, and he's had some good pitches early on. This is a Division I level pitcher, which Bucs haven't seen a lot of early on to this season, so it'll be interesting to see how he dices up against this lineup.
Yeah, you can tell how much movement he has on these pitches, both the fastball and the off-speed stuff. Here's the 1-2 taken outside by Grant Haas, and the count's even at 2 apiece. Joe Silva over there at third base for the Bucs. Also the head coach was with us in the bus ride over here. The vibes are high with the Bucs despite last night's loss. The 2-2 pitch, cut on and missed, and that's the second strikeout for Keneally and the second out of this ball game. 2 gone here in the top of the first.
Now batting.
Yeah,
And up comes Austin Gamel.
Yeah, and the complete opposite of Yule's strikeout, which was looking at a fastball. That was just that dirty breaking pitch that Haas could not get part of. It looked like it was coming down the middle. It ended up in the opposite batter's box, but still absolutely no chance of hitting that.
You think you could hit that?
Absolutely not.
I agree.
Then again, I'm probably not swinging at any of these, so
True.
I'd take it as a ball probably.
Very, very true. Austin Gamel up now. Like we said, moved from right field to left field. Pitch to him is a strike on the outside corner.
The thing that'll be interesting to see with Gamel tonight is with the wind blowing out to right field, if he can keep balls foul, because that's the area of the field that he loves to get the pitch out to.
Yeah.
Can he keep it fair is big, though.
Yeah, he has popped towards that right field wall. Pitch is a strike on the outside corner. Another fastball from Keneally, and it's quickly 0-2. Pretty straightaway defense for the Miners. Center fielder shaded a bit to the right. That's Luke Wilson out there in center. Keneally wiggles his arm in the glove. Now kicks and deals the 0-2 upstairs. Austin Gamel actually dislocated his knee twice. We were talking to him a couple days ago. The same leg. So sometimes he wears a brace. I don't see him wearing it today. Cold weather out here. Low 40s between the Miners and the Bucs. Pitch is down low, hits the dirt, and it's 2-2 on Gamel. 0 for 3 last night. A couple flyouts for Gamel. Cal Baptist University, raised in West Covina, California.
He's not used to this weather.
Oh, not at all. I was about to say, one of those Southern California guys, not liking the cold. Here's the 2-2 from Keneally outside, and it's full on Gamel.
And the interesting thing is it's not even the low 40s. It's 52 degrees,
Yeah.
but it feels so much colder because of the wind. Even just getting off the bus today, it just automatically hit you. The bus was shaking as the players left it.
It was. The payoff pitch to Gamel. Strike 3 called, and that's 3 punch-outs for Keneally here in the first inning. The Bucs go 1-2-3 and go pretty quietly, about as quietly as they come. Miners coming to bat here. We'll go to the bottom half of the first inning. You're listening to Anchorage Bucs Baseball on the Anchorage Bucs YouTube channel. Welcome back here to game number 2 of the Alaska Baseball League here at Herman Brothers Field. Milo Hoffman, Alex
Leading things
Burstein
off
with
for
you.
your Miners.
The Miners coming to
Center
bat.
fielder number 4,
And Luke Wilson will lead off for them. Went 0 for 4 last night with a pair of strikeouts. And Sean Toger toned the slab for the Bucs. One of the top pitchers out of the state of Colorado from high school. He kicks and deals the first pitch, just misses outside, and it's 1-0.
Yeah, another two-way guy. He had an excellent season hitting at Garden City Community College, but very interesting to see these guys playing two-way all year round.
Toger's 1-0 is swung on and missed, and it's 0-2. Sorry, 1-1. That first pitch was a ball. Luke Wilson out of Johnson University over in Tennessee hit .388. Here's the pitch. A big breaking ball in there for a strike. That was beautiful. And it's 1-2.
Yeah, if you can get that pitch down, that is going to hurt a lot of batters. You could see Wilson take a step back, thought it was going to hit him, ended up perfectly in the strike zone.
So 1-2 the count. Toger's pitch swung on and fouled right back. And it's still 1-2 on Luke Wilson. Like I said, 0 for 4 last night. A speedy guy at that leadoff position, looking to get on. And if you put the ball in play, there's a good chance you will get on because this dirt is hard to play. I saw a lot of the players pregame struggling with some ground balls. The 1-2 pitch is grounded to second. Marquez Albelson fields and fires in time. So 1 gone here in the first inning.
And that's that beautiful thing about that breaking ball, because this time Wilson did pick up on it, saw what was happening, but because of that angle it comes in on the curve, that just goes straight to your second baseman. It's hard to get hard contact on it, and it's your routine ground out. An excellent first batter faced by Toger.
I always hated playing on dirt because you never know where the ball's going to bounce. It's so up in the air. That's why you got to have quick hands. Abelson did well there for the first out in the bottom of the first. Elliot Medlock, the hitter now. He swings and fouls one right back.
You know, it's interesting. I feel like a lot of players are very anti-turf. You're anti-dirt.
I'm anti-dirt just because turf, you never get a bad bounce. You never get a bad bounce. Also, you know,
Quicker, though.
I shouldn't be talking like I'm Aaron Judge up here because I'm certainly not. Toger's 0-1, swung on and fouled right back, and it's 0-2.
You're rocking your high school baseball quarter zip today.
I am rocking my high school windbreaker. Always repping my high school back in New York City. Quickly 0-2, and it's good to see Sean Toger command the strike zone really well early. You don't want to give anyone free passes. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Toger got him on the high cheese, and there's 2 gone here in the bottom of the first. First strikeout for Sean Toger in a Buck uniform.
Yeah, that just was a completely off-balance swing, and when you're able to get guys to go on that high one, it's really hard to make contact. An excellent strikeout there from Toger, and this has been a really good start to the first for the Bucs.
Excellent start for Toger. Really commanding his fastball well. Rich Erickson, the hitter now, out of BYU. Pitch is fouled back.
And that's the thing. You don't have to have 4 great, amazing pitches. With Toger, what we've seen so far, you have a really good curveball, you have a really good fastball, and that's what's working for him. When you have multiple pitches that are able to catch batters off guard, that works so well.
The pitch is swung on and lifted high to left field. Back goes Gamel, and he makes the that's center field, and Luke Wilson makes the grab. Logan Ewell, sorry. Getting all mixed up over here. But that's 3 gone for Sean Toger in the bottom of the first inning. So no runs, no hits, and no man left on base. So we'll go to the top of the second. Bucks coming to bat. You're listening to Anchorage Bucs Baseball on the Bucs YouTube channel. Welcome back here to Herman Brothers Field. Milo Hoffman, Alex Burstein here for second inning action between the Bucs and the Miners. Leading off for the Bucs is Corey Bantam. Went 3 for 4 last night with a big RBI single. And that left-hander's batter's box. Keneally set at the chest. Kicks and deals down low, and it's 1-0 on Bantam.
He has that long wait and then puts all of it into the pitch. That's how he gets so much velocity. It worked very well in the first 3 up, 3 down, all on strikeouts. See if anyone can figure him out.
Power on power. The 0-1 pitch. Check swing. Did he go? No, he did not. And it's 2-0 on Bantam. Breaking ball inside.
I appreciate the appeal down to Joe Silva over there, and the Bucs
I was
head coach,
gonna
of
say.
course, said no.
The 2-0 pitch. Swung on and lined to left center field. Luke Wilson comes in the center fielder, and he can't make the grab. So Corey Bantam is on with a bloop single, and it's the first base runner for the Bucs. First base runner of the day. And that brings up Ren Matsuzaki, the catcher, with his first Buck action of the season.
Yeah, that's
No
a
batting.
toughly placed ball
Catching
because,
the
as you
pen.
mentioned, second fielder Wilson is playing
Matsuzaki.
right of second base, and over in left field, Bilter is playing a little too far to the left. I think that should have been Bilter's ball, but he kind of backed away. It ends up being a huge run for Wilson and just did not have a chance with the wind on that one.
Bantam 4 of 5 to start out the year. First pitch to Matsuzaki is just outside, and it's 1-0.
Not a bad start.
Not a bad start at all, and you love to get off to a good start because once in a while you get off to a bad start, you start to get up in your head. Bantam definitely not doing that just yet. He leads off first. Keneally set at the belt, kicks and deals way outside, and it's 1-1. Nothing between the Bucs and the Miners, just getting started here in the second inning. Matsuzaki from Honolulu, Hawaii. Definitely not used to this weather. Here's the 1-1 from Keneally. Swung on and flied back. The catcher, Carter Jeffrey, gives it a look but can't make the play. And it's 1-2.
On our quest to get a foul ball this season, it will not be here with the netting right in front of us, which you can probably see with the fence as well on your screen, but we will not, unfortunately, be getting a booth catch here tonight.
Definitely not. Not going to happen at Herman Brothers Field because I think it's literally impossible.
Could maybe, there's a little gap it could squeak through, but
It'd be tough.
odds are very, very low.
Be real tough. Keneally ready for the 1-2. Bantam leads off first. Just in the second inning here. Kicks and deals, pitch, swing, and a miss. And Keneally has his 4th strikeout of the evening. Ren Matsuzaki right through that off-speed
No
pitch.
batting.
It was a slider
Pitcher number
cutting
8,
inside.
Sean Togert.
Yeah, I mean, you have 2 looking and 2 swinging strikeouts. That shows you how he's both good at getting swings, but also just deceiving all these batters so far for the Bucs, other than Corey Bantam.
So Sean Toger's up now, the pitcher. Takes a pitch and lines it to left field. Back goes Evan Bilter, and he makes the catch. Bantam retreats back to first. Good contact for Sean Toger. Attacked the first pitch that he saw, but right into Evan
Now
Bilter's
batting
glove.
second baseman
Yeah,
number
that's
2,
just
Marcus
unfortunate because you hit it
Appleton.
right where he's standing. Only had to take a couple of shuffles right, but that is that speed where if he placed it in the gap, that's easily extra bases. So an encouraging first at-bat of the season for Toger.
Here's Marquez Abelson rocking the pink bat, almost like it's Mother's Day out here in Palmer, Alaska. Runner goes, it's Bantam. He takes off, pitch inside. I think it hit Marquez Abelson, and it did, so he shovels his bat, takes first, and there's runners on first and second for the Bucs now with 2 gone here in the second inning.
Yeah, some fancy feet there from Albelson. Didn't really know what to do. He was jumping all around,
Yeah.
but ends up
Now batting
clipping him
third
in the
baseman,
ankle, but
14,
looks like he's
Alex
okay,
Sanchez.
and you'll take a free base runner any day of the week. And once again, it's one that's not really pegging you. It's not going to create injuries, so that's the best case scenario.
Yeah, I think that's the second pitch or hit by pitch that almost hit the ground before it actually hit the player that we've seen so far this season, just 2 games in, of course. Now it's Alex Sanchez for the Bucs, the third baseman. Abelson off first, Bantam off second. Here's the pitch, taken down low, and it's 1-0. Sanchez, of course, grounded in to a 4-6-3 double play last night to end the game. Wants to get rid of that in his memory as fast as possible. A base knock here would do so. 1-0's the count. The kick and deal from Keneally taken down low, an off-speed pitch, and it's 2-0 on Alex Sanchez. You could see this breaking ball from Keneally really cuts. It's almost like a looping curveball. Tough to pick up for the hitters. 2-0's the count. Here's the pitch to Sanchez outside, and the count's 3-0 on Sanchez.
It's
Today's
tough.
number 8 hitter.
It's tough to pick up, but it doesn't have that same strike zone hitting that we've seen the one out of Toger for. So these Bucs hitters have seen they can lay off a little bit and have a decent chance of getting the ball.
Definitely. Needs to establish it in the strike zone, does Keneally. Here's the 3-0 pitch upstairs, and it's a 4-pitch walk for Alex Sanchez, and the bases are juiced just like that for the Bucs. Keneally lost the strike zone a bit in that at-bat. And Alex James Provencino, the left fielder,
Now batting,
right fielder.
right fielder number 7, James Provencio.
Out of Texas A&M Texarkana. Pinch ran last night, also in that last inning. He hits lefty, hits for high average. Up into those 300 numbers with Texas A&M Texarkana. A junior stands at 5'9". Bases loaded here for the Bucs. Can they capitalize? This was a big issue last night, hitting with runners in scoring position. Good guy to have at the plate, a contact guy. Keneally kicks in, deals, pitch way inside, and it's 1-0. Seems like Keneally has lost the strike zone a bit here, Alex.
Yeah, he hasn't had that same consistency that we saw when he struck out 4 of the first 5 batters, and that's now 5 straight balls thrown. Not what you like to see as a pitcher. So we saw of R.J. Ruhe last night, and it totally got to his head.
Here's the pitch, swung on and lined foul down the left field line, and it's 1-1. A different thing also for this field, the bullpens are scattered down the line, very old school, so all the Buck pitchers are kind of camping out in that left field corner, just sitting on a bench.
That's how a bullpen's supposed to be, on the field.
I don't know about that. I think bullpens are better tucked away. Out in the open here at Herman Brothers Field. Here's the 1-1 to Provencino. Upstairs, and it gets by the catcher. Bantam comes home to score on a wild pitch, and it's 1-0 Bucs. Just like that, Anchorage takes advantage. Not a hit with runners in scoring position, but they'll take anything they can get. 1-0 here in the second inning.
Yeah, and that is going to go against the catcher as a passed ball because that was an easily catchable ball. He kind of had to go up and right a little bit, but he easily could have stopped that. And, hey, any way you can take a run, you'll take it. And this is a great start for the Bucs.
So both runners advanced on the play as well. Alex Sanchez over at second base. Pitch to Provencino is fouled off, and they'll do it again. Marquez Abelson at third. A hit right here would really be a dagger, or a backbreaker, rather, for Keneally after he looked so good in the first inning, and to start out this second inning, 4 punch-outs. Kicks in, deals, pitch, swung on and fouled right back. And they'll do it again.
Yeah, he's battling here, getting contact on a few pitches. Just needs to straighten one of those out. But you mentioned he's a contact guy, and you like to have a contact guy in the 9-hole because if you can set up a situation where you have someone on for your one-hitter, that's how you can really scratch runs across the plate.
So the count's 2-2 on Provencino, the junior out of Texas A&M Texarkana. Pitch, just missed. That looked good from up here, but the count's full.
It's a lucky take, he would call it.
A lucky take or a skillful take. Baseball, game of inches. A pitch right outside is a brilliant eye. Counts full on Provencino, the left-handed hitter. Straightaway defense for the Miners. Keneally tries to work out of this jam. Here's the payoff pitch, lined foul again. Provencino really battling up here, and they'll do the full count again.
Yeah, it's funny because he's getting these just off the inside of the bat. If he could straighten it out, get the barrel, these are going a long way. But he's finding contact. That's the first step. Now seeing if he can straighten one out.
A base knock here would almost certainly give the Bucs a 3-0 lead with Sanchez over at second. Has tons of speed. Here's the payoff pitch once again. Swung on and lined foul once again. A big battle for Provencino with his first game in a Bucs uniform. Really take advantage, seeing a whole bunch of pitches. Solid crowd on hand, especially for such a cold day out in Palmer, Alaska. Good fan base, though. The payoff pitch. Upstairs, and Provenzino works a brilliant walk. That's exactly what you want your number 9 hitter to do when it flips the lineup around, and Logan Ewell, the leadoff guy,
Now batting,
will
center
dig
fielder
in.
number 19.
Yep, that's called
Logan
patience.
Ewell.
He didn't see a pitch he loved, fouled off a couple that I thought he could do something with, but is able to lay off back-to-back balls there, and that's a very impressive at-bat, and now we're going to see a mound visit early on here.
Yep, a mound visit by the Matsu Miners. Keneally
And
looks
just a
so
reminder, folks,
good
don't forget
to start
to
off
get
this
yourself
game, but
a
now all of a sudden,
program prize
one
ticket
run's
there
already
at
in, and the
Apparel Shack.
bases are still loaded in the top of the lineup
And
for the
check
Bucs
out the
coming up,
quilt
and Logan
that is
Ewell.
being raffled off.
This is a big opportunity for
Tickets
Anchorage to
available right
really
there.
take advantage
All kinds of new gear, or several
Coach
things.
Jordan Duel
several
is out there
types of new gear available
for
to support your Matsu
the Miners, talking
at
to
the
his
Apparel Shack.
coach,
And then head
or
on
sorry,
over
his
to the
pitcher, Keneally.
Beer Shack for some adult
First year with the
beverages,
Miners
and or the
is Jordan Duel.
Snack Shack. Get yourself some good grub.
Played over at Patrick Henry High School and was the MVP of their team back in 2018. Here's the pitch to Logan Ewell is upstairs. 1-0 on today's center fielder for the Bucs. Big opportunity early in this one. Keneally sets and deals. Pitch swung on and fouled right back. 1-1.
More aggressive approach here from Ewell, who struck out looking very quickly in the first inning. So he's seen that this is a hittable pitcher now, and he's going to take his hacks in the second.
Big power from that left-hand side. Right on lefty matchup. Here's the pitch. Downstairs, Abelson took a peek at home plate, but retreats back to third base. I saw Logan Ewell in batting practice. Of course, all players like to go both sides of the field, but he was really trying to go oppo. A gap between left and center field out there. Good speed all around the base paths. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Outside on the off speed, and it's 3-1. No place to put Logan Ewell.
And tonight is one of those nights you would like to go oppo, because as a lefty, we talked about how the wind can hook a lot of balls foul. If you can get into left field as a left-hander, that's how you can get base hits.
Keneally set. Here's the 3-1 pitch to Ewell, and it's downstairs. And it looked like it was 2-1 actually. So now it's a 3-1 count on Logan Ewell. Scoreboard out in right center field was a pitch behind. A pitch ahead, sorry.
Hey, it's everyone's home opener.
Telling the future. Oh, so actually it was ball 4. Everyone was confused. I knew we had it right up here, Alex. I was confident all along. So that's an RBI walk for Logan Ewell. The second run of the game comes home for the Bucs. Marquez Abelson touches home. And it's 2-0 now. Grant Haas, the number 2 hitter, digs in. And that's a bases-loaded wild pitch and a bases-loaded walk for Keneally after he looked dominant to start off the game. Pitch nearly hits Haas, and it's 1-0 on an inside off-speed.
And this is just such a difference from the first inning where he had great command. I will say, I don't know if we can go wild pitch. It was a pass ball. That was more of a catcher's there.
Yeah.
But the other one, that's obviously, you saw the hit by pitch. You've seen walks. Just no control here in the second.
Keneally's pitch swung on and lined up the middle. Luke Wilson comes in, and he makes a sliding grab to retire Grant Haas. But the Bucs come away with 2 runs in the second inning on a passed ball and a walk. It's 2-0 Bucs. We'll go to the bottom half of the second. You're watching Anchorage Bucs baseball on the Anchorage Bucs YouTube channel.
Miners here in the
Back
second.
here on the Anchorage
First
Bucs
baseman
YouTube
number
channel.
29,
Model Hoffman, Alex
Carter
Burstein with you.
Eberhard.
Bottom two action here between the Bucs and the Miners. Carter Eberhard will lead off for Matsu. Today's first baseman. Pitch is downstairs by Toger, and it's 1-0. Eberhard comes from Castro Valley, California. Hit .250 in his collegiate season this past year. Pitch is outside for Toger, and it's quickly 2-0 on Eberhard. Nice inning for Toger in that first. Really looked good. Looked sharp. That off speed looked like it was cutting. The 2-0 pitch is outside, and it's 3-0 on Eberhard.
Well, we talked about this last night, but Eberhard has that big frame as a lefty. He's almost towing the paint. He is touching the back of it, but he's that opposing presence that you want to pitch around him.
Toger's pitch misses inside, and it's a 4-pitch walk for Eberhard, the first base runner of the day for the Miners. And Carter Jeffrey, the catcher, will come up to the dish.
Your catcher, number 48.
Not what you want to see out of Toger,
Jeffrey.
especially when he looks so good. I feel like I'm talking about Toger and Keneally in the same way here.
Hey, don't get ahead of yourself. That's just one batter. Still plenty more time.
Carter Jeffrey, the catcher, with his first plate appearance of the day. Out of Iowa. Eberhard off first. Pitch is inside, and it's 1-0. Wind seems like it's dying down just a bit, but it's still whistling out there in the outfield. Check back to first, and he's safe, is Eberhard. It was a good pickoff move by Toger. He thought he could have had him.
Yeah, Bantam, you can see pleading his case to the second base umpire there. A very, very close call, but a nice pickoff move there from Toger. Always good to see out of a pitcher.
Always good to see a good pickoff move from the right side. Of course, lefties mostly known for that. Eberhard off first, counts 1-0 on Jeffrey. Here's the pitch, taken for a strike right down Broadway. Fastball from Toger. Of course, a different look for the Bucs out here. Logan Ewell playing center field. First time out there for the Bucs. Here's the kick in the deal. Off speed, caught the inside corner, and it's a strike. 1-2's the count on Jeffrey. Nasty stuff from Toger.
Yeah, and he didn't use that pitch in the 4-ball walk that he had to Eberhard, or at least with as much break as that 12-6 curve has had, but he's showing here he still has it, and that's good to see.
Check back to first again. They're really nagging Eberhard over there. He was back safely, though. Toger has that quick move, and Bantam is ready.
It's interesting because Eberhard, a bigger guy, not one you would expect to steal a bag most likely, but they're checking him close.
The dirt's blowing here at Herman Brothers Field. So are the flags. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. And it's that was a strikeout. Strikeout for Toger on Jeffrey. Cut right through that fastball. And there's one away here in the second.
And that's what we talked about, that 2-pitch rotation. Got the second strike by looping in the curveball and then goes straight with the heat to the right side of the plate to get the strikeout. And it's been a very productive first 5 batters here, minus the 1 walk for Toger.
Really good stuff. All that off-speed stuff looks pretty sharp, as well as the fastball. Pitch is fouled off. Alex Sanchez gives it a look, but it's out of play. Counts 0-1 on Carson Grout, the third baseman. Didn't play last year at Iowa, was Carson Grout. High-rated infielder, though, out of Iowa. First team All-State as a high school. Here's the 0-1 pitch, taken outside, and it's 1-1. Very similar lineup for the Miners today. If you win, why fix it? Or what's the saying? If it broke, don't fix it. There you go. That's what the Miners did today. Down 2-0, though, here in the second. Runner goes, pitches, check swing, foul, and it's 1-2. Looks like Grady Ferris is warming up in the bullpen for the Bucs, or Trace Hartman. Hard to tell out here from the broadcast booth. One or the other. Brewing down the left field line. Sean Toger, the starter. Of course, yesterday, RJ Rouet didn't go long Worked into the second inning, but then was pulled. Eberhard at first. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Off speed down low. And it's 2-2. For a hitter and a pitcher, Toger looks pretty good in both spots. Lined out to left in his at-bat earlier. Set at the chest. Checks back and he picked off the runner. Eberhard is caught in a pickle. Running back to first. Now it's Toger with the ball. Pump fakes. Do they got him? No, he's safe. Eberhard is safe at second. The Bucs botched the pickle. Abelson couldn't get the tag on Eberhard. Toger had the runner picked off, but they could not get the out. So a runner in scoring position for the Miners. Still a 2-2 count, though, on Carson Grout. And that's something that you got to get down. We talked about the errors last night for the Bucs. The defense a little bit shaky there as well.
And that's disappointing, especially after you had already checked a couple times over on Eberhard. You had him close to the bag and still can't pull that off.
Toger's 2-2 is downstairs, and just like that, it's a full count on Carson Grout. It was a little bit confusing. You could tell Eberhard took off for second the second he realized he was in a pickle. Pitch, cut on and miss. Nope, a foul ball right at home plate. Just got a piece of it, barely.
Yeah, the top of his bat came in a little bit late and was able to slice that one, but just barely staying alive on the pitch here from Toger.
It's Carson Grout, the third baseman, with a runner on second, Eberhard. The payoff pitch. Swung on and fouled back. They'll do the full count once again. A lot of full counts in both games. And Toger's got to be frustrated with that one.
Yeah, I mean, that's a pitch that you have has been working about pretty much every other batter here today, going low in the zone, but that just shows how impressive of a start it's been for Grout, searching for his fourth hit of the year.
Coming out the gates hot. The payoff pitch once again, grounded foul right past the first baseman, Corey Bantam, who gave it a little peek. Out into that Miners bullpen over there. Fans are scattered all along the baselines, almost all the way to the outfield in both right and left. No outfield seats, though, of course. The count's 3-2 on Carson Grout. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Big strikeout for Sean Toger, and there's two gone in the second.
Yeah, and that's especially impressive after you have that stolen base by Eberhard. We're unable to catch him in a pickle. You shake that off and are still able to reel off a very impressive strikeout. And that's huge now. 2 outs with one on is much different than the opposite. Two on with one away.
Yeah. Big strikeout for Toker. Off-speed pitch sits in there for a strike, and it's 0-1. It's Eberhard over at second. And Toger's being tested here. Of course, he was involved in the pickle. I'm going to keep calling it a pickle.
Someone's hungry.
Pitch, line to center field. Back goes Logan Yule. He has room, and he makes the grab. So Toger works into and out of trouble here in the second inning. A big strikeout, and then a fly out to Logan Yule out in center. The Bucs survive botching the pickle, and we go to the third inning. We'll be right back here on the Anchorage Bucs YouTube channel. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. back here for the third inning. Austin Gamel will lead us off for the Bucs.
Leading off the Bucs third,
The left fielder.
5, Austin Gamel.
He went 0 for 3 last night.
You were hungry,
I
eating some
was hungry.
goldfish after all that pickle talk.
Very hungry. Yeah, ate some fish. Alaska known for the fish. Here's a pitch from Keneally taken for a strike.
I feel like we need to get you a deli sandwich or something with
Ooh.
a nice pickle on it.
Oh, that sounds great. That sounds really, really good. Reminds me of Katz's Deli back in New York City. Pitch to Gamel is cut on and missed, and it's 0-2. Gamel struck out back in the first inning. One of 3 strikeouts for Keneally in the first frame. 2 runs in, though, in the second for the Bucs. Here's the 0-2, foul left side. Gamel has a bright blue bat. He rocks this in batting practice and, of course, for the regular game. Also has big pop towards right field. Seen him hit a couple homers. Here's the 1-2, swung on in line to second base on the ground, though. Elliot Medlock has time and throws the first in time. 1 gone here in the third inning. And Corey Bantam now the hitter for the Bucs.
Yeah, Medlock had a ton of time because he actually fumbled that one as it first came to him, but was able to pick it up and have the second chance go a little bit better. But that shows you about how hard that ball was hit to him, but based on how much time he had.
Yeah, hit on the screws by Gamel. Topped over it just a bit. So Corey Bantam now 4 for 5 to start the campaign. Pitch way outside. And the count's 1-0 on Bantam. Probably the best hitter the Bucs have right now if we're speaking just the second game of the season in that cleanup spot. Pitch from Keneally. Swung on in line to center field. That'll bloop in for another base hit for Bantam. 2 for 2 on the day. 5 for 6 to start the season. How about it, Corey Bantam? Runner on first for the Bucs. And Ren Matsuzaki now up to the dish.
I told you this would be a great day
No
for
batting.
lefties to try to go
Catcher,
oppo, and he
number
does
10,
that. Just a little
Ren
blooper over the third
Matsuzaki.
baseman's head, gets into the outfield, and that's a perfectly placed ball. I feel like we're saying that every single at-bat for Bantam, but he's been excellent so far.
So Ren Matsuzaki would love to do that, looking for his first hit as a Buck. First pitch to him is fouled back left side.
Out there in the Bucs bullpen, Trace Hartman has taken off his warm-up and now is throwing a full bullpen, so it'll be interesting to see if he comes in this next half inning.
A bunch of pitchers out there looking to get their first action. Like I said, Matsuzaki out of Honolulu, Hawaii. Lefty catcher. Pitch. He went around on a check swing. Couldn't hold it back, and it's 0-2. So Bantam's off first. Bucs trying to add on to their 2-0 lead here in the third inning. Both hits for the Bucs, courtesy of Bantam, the first baseman. Keneally set at the belt. Kicks in deal, swing and a miss. And Matsuzaki goes down swinging. A strikeout for Keneally. And there's 2 gone here in the third.
Yeah, 5th strikeout of the day. He is nearing that 50-pitch mark. It'll be interesting to see how long his arm lets him go. He did throw over 25
Now
innings
batting.
this spring,
Pitch
but the
number 8,
interesting thing,
Sean
only 1
Turger.
game started. He started a few more his freshman campaign, but mainly a reliever, so be interesting to see how long they keep him in for.
Here's Toger, the pitcher. Takes a strike right down the gut, and it's 0-1. Toger looking good on the bump. Lined out in his first at-bat. Bantam still off first. Here in the third inning between the Miners and the Bucs. The 0-1 pitch fouled right at home plate, and it's 0-2. Keneally still out there for the Miners. Went through a mound visit by Coach Jordan Duel. Stayed in there, and they put him back out for the third. Some stirring in the Miners bullpen, but no one actually throwing, so looks like he'll be in for the foreseeable future, or at least to the end of this inning. Out of the stretch. Keneally ready for the 0-2. Here's the pitch. Swung on in line to center field. Back goes Luke Wilson, still going back. Now he stops, and he makes the grab. So the Bucs string Corey Bantam at first. Sean Toger gave it a ride to center, but not deep enough. We'll go to the bottom of the third, still 2-0 Bucks here on the Anchorage Bucs YouTube channel. Don't go anywhere. Back here at Herman Brothers Field between the Bucs and the Miners, still 2-0 Anchorage on top. We're in the bottom of the third. Milo Hoffman, Alex Burstein with you. And someone else with us, Trace Hartman, the new pitcher for the Bucs. First action with Anchorage from Baltimore, Ohio, University of Charleston, but he's in the transfer portal. Stands at 6'4". Last season posted a 6.17 ERA. His sophomore year. Opponents hit .343 against him. Struck out 20 batters.
Now on the mound for the Bucs.
In 13 appearances.
Yeah, overall, a really good day for Toger. 2 innings pitched, didn't give up a hit, only 1 walk and 3 strikeouts. So that's almost as perfect of a day as you can get. But now you turn it over to a very capable pitcher in Hartman. We'll see what he can do.
Yeah, Hartman ready for action. Kicks and deals the first pitch is downstairs. Greg Pierantoni, the leadoff hitter for the Matsu Miners, shortstop, number 8 hitter in the lineup. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-1.
Yeah, diverse arsenal that Trace brings to the Bucs. Fastball, slider, curve, but he has a splitter as well. You don't see that a lot nowadays, so it'll be interesting to see what he can do with that.
1-1 pitch, off speed, in there for a strike, and it's 1-2. Big off speed. We've seen a lot of these pitchers feature that big off speed, almost like a swerve or a slurve. A lot of movement. 1-2 the count. Pitch, cut on and missed, and Trace Hartman comes on and punches out his first hitter. 1 gone here in the third inning. And that'll bring up Joe McGee, the right fielder for the Miners.
You know, one of the big trends in baseball has been kind of the sweeper pitch, which is, like you said, kind of the slurve. We haven't had any players say they throw a sweeper, but it definitely has some remnants in a lot of these Bucs guys.
Yes, and you see a lot of the guys in Major League Baseball also implementing this big slurve. Pitch to Joe McGee's outside, and it's 1-0. Baseball's such an interesting sport. It's such a copycat sport. When you pick something up from someone, you almost add it to your game, and it adds something that most people aren't expecting. Pitch to McGee's in there for a strike. So Hartman features a bunch of pitches, like you said. I'm excited to see if he throws that splitter, that downward action. If you got it right, oh, that's a nasty pitch. 1-1 to McGee downstairs, and it's 2-1. Here in the third inning between the Bucs and the Miners, 2-0 Anchorage on top, looking to bounce back after its 5-3 loss last night on opening day. The 2-1 swung on and grounded through for a base hit, just past the dive of Marquez Albelson. So it's a single for Joe McGee. He reaches. Albelson just couldn't come up with that one. Laid out on the dirt. So it's a base runner for the Miners. And that brings up Luke Wilson, the leadoff hitter and center fielder.
Yeah, a little bit of shift being played there by Albelson, and he just had to move a little further than usual. That's usually a play a second baseman can make, but just got a little unfortunate timing there.
So But Luke Wilson, the leadoff guy, shows bunt and fouls it all the way back.
Oh, easy, Luke. These things cost money, you know.
The PA announcer just talked to Luke and said, easy, Luke, these things cost money. That was close to our booth back here. The second bunt that we've actually seen come close to us. Last night we thought we had a chance at catching one. We already established that that's not going to happen here at Herman Brothers Field. Pitch, outside and off speed. Good block by Ren Matsuzaki, and it's 1-1. Joe McGee off first. Reached on a single just past the dive of Marquez Albelson, the Bucs' second baseman. Check back to first. McGee's back safely. Sort of a slow throw by Trace Hartman. Didn't look like he intended to actually throw out Joe McGee on that attempt.
Yeah, we saw Hartman in practice another day. Doesn't have a super quick ball to first or second.
McGee takes off, pitches grounded to short. Haas fields, fires off balance, and it's in time. Where the runner is actually safe at first. Luke Wilson beat it out. Joe McGee advances to second on the play. It was a bang-bang play. And of course, it's only a two-man umpire crew.
Elliott, midline.
So runners on first and second for the Miners. A nice attempt by Grant Haas, but couldn't get the throw in on time.
Yeah, he had the throw across his body, and it was obviously a looping throw, which doesn't get as fast to first as you usually have as a shortstop. So it's a split second too slow there.
Pitch, grounded to the short. This could be two. Haas fires to Albelson. On to first. It's a double play. Big double play for the Bucs and Trace Hartman. He works a scoreless first inning with Anchorage. The Miners leave him stranded at first and second. We'll go to the fourth. Still 2-0 Bucs on the Anchorage Bucs YouTube channel. We'll be right back. Back here at Herman Brothers Field, Bucs and Miners action. Game number 2 of the ABL. Milo Hoffman,
Leading
Alex
off the Bucs
Burstein with you. Leading off for the Bucs, Marquez Albelson.
Second baseman number 2.
The second baseman,
Marcus
part of that 6-4-3
Albelson.
double play to get out of the jam back in the third inning. Still Keneally on the bump for the Miners. Pitch to Albelson is taken for a strike on the outside corner.
So kind of surprising to see Keneally still out here. He's found his stuff the last inning or so, but his pitch count's getting up there, and when the Bucs have already made the change, it's interesting to see the Miners following their own track.
Pitch to Albelson just misses outside, and it's 1-1.
I don't think that breaking pitch has as much, though, now as it did in the first inning or two.
Yes, definitely as you go along in a game, also with the cold, you start to lose grip of the ball. You're not as hot as you were fresh off your bullpen to start the game. Here's the 1-1 to Albelson, grounded to first. Carter Ephard fields to McNeely, at first, and they got him in time. Abelson was running down the first baseline but couldn't beat out the throw. So there's one gone here in the fourth.
Yeah, nice
batting,
backhand
third
pick
baseman,
over there at
14,
first by
Alex
Eberhard,
Sanchez.
and obviously a race to the bag there. You don't have the fastest guy on the mound in Keneally, but he's able to get there perfectly in time, and it's a good bang-bang play.
Really close bang-bang play. Also some action in the minors bullpen. Pitch outside to Alex Sanchez, but called a strike. Just barely caught the paint. 0-1. Lefty out in the minors bullpen. Try to get you a name as soon as we possibly can. 0-1's the count on Sanchez. Pitch cut on and missed, and it's 0-2.
And the interesting thing is the schedule this first week is so different for these two teams, and that is something that has to keep in mind with the pitchers, because the Bucs don't play for 5 days. Meanwhile, the Miners have 5 games in the next 6 days, so your pitching situation way different.
Way different. And it rotates day to day. Pitch from Sanchez is grounded to short. Pierre Antoni fires to first, and they got him for the second out. So 2 gone here in the 4th inning. Bucs going quickly.
Now batting right field number
Jumping on
7,
the off-speed pitches
James
that
Provencio.
Keneally has. We talked about losing grip, but he's able to buckle down and get 2 quick outs here in the 4th inning.
Yeah, and Parentoni got lucky there because it took a late bounce in the dirt, but he was standing perfectly there. There's weird bounces, and that was one of them, but he was placed perfectly.
So here's James Provencino. Put up a great battle in his first at-bat. Worked into double digits. Pitch inside. 1-0. Really battled. I mean, one of the better battles I've seen. He just would not go away. We'll try to do it again here. In that lefty batter's box. Here's the 1-0 pitch taken down low. And it's 2-0 on Provencino. Didn't get the start yesterday, in there today in right field. Also plays the infield. Here's the 2-0 from Keneally. Breaking ball missed upstairs, and it's 3-0.
It's very interesting stance for Provencino. He stands straight up until just about the windup, and then he gets a little bit more hunched in, but doesn't bring all the power until the very end, and he's had to make some split-second decisions.
3-0, strike, down low, and it's 3-1 on Provencino. Worked a walk, an excellent first at-bat. Ahead in the count here, 3-1. Keneally still on the bump. 2 runs in. Rencio wiggles his bat. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Swung on and lined foul. And it's 3-2.
Yeah, and the reason why it's hard to tell when they're going to pull Keneally is because he has these stretches where it looks, oh, he's giving up a couple walks, couple hits. But then if you look at those last 4 batters, strikeout, fly out, 2 grounds out. So he's found some more production, and that's why it's hard to pull the plug on him, especially only in the 4th.
So 3-2's the count on Provencino. Here's the payoff pitch. Chopped to third. Evan Bilter works back, and he fires across the diamond in time. So it's a 5-3 putout.
Hey,
And
folks,
the
it's
Bucs
time
go
to get
down
those red
quietly
tickets out.
here
Get your red
in
tickets
the
out. 2
4th
winners
inning.
to announce.
The Miners are coming back
In
down
just a
2-0.
sec.
We'll be right back on the Anchorage Bucs YouTube channel. Back here for the bottom
Your
of the fourth.
designated hitter,
Between the
number
Miners
6,
and the Bucks.
Ridge
2-0 to score.
Erickson.
Ridge Erickson will lead off for the Miners. Flied out to center field his first time up back in the first inning. Today's DH. Here's the pitch, taken for a strike. And it's 0-1.
Yeah, Hartman had a really productive first inning. Obviously got into trouble with a couple of singles, but was able to force a double play, one of the best things a pitcher can do.
Hartman gets and deals. Strike called on the outside corner, an off-speed pitch. And it's 0-2 the count. Erickson, big in that lefty batter's box. Just 5'11", though. I shouldn't say just 5'11". I don't know. I'm 5'11".
You're barely 5'10".
Yeah, exactly. I don't even know if I'm 5'11". The pitch was outside. The count's 1-2. Hartman kicks and deals, swung on and fouled right back. Almost caught by a fan, it seems like. You hear the reaction. We actually can't see the fans behind us or in front of us. You can only see the fans down the baselines.
They look cold.
They do look cold. Common consensus. 1-2 pitch. Just missed. That looked good from Trace Hartman. 2-2's the count now on the off-speed pitch. Hartman really going to that off-speed a bunch here. Working off-speed and fastball. They're playing off each other well.
Underrated baseball game purchase is hot chocolate.
Pitch is in the dirt, and I don't disagree with you at all. I mean, hot dog, hot chocolate, just if it's hot.
You had your
Common
first hot
theme up
dog
there.
of the season.
I did have my first hot dog of the season before this evening's game. It was real good out here at Herman Brothers Field. The pitch is grounded to short. Grant Haas fields the high bounce, fires the bantam, and they got him. Nice play by Grant Haas to adjust on the high bounce. And there was one gone here in the bottom of the fourth.
Yeah, didn't get it as out of his glove as quickly as he wanted to, but was able to slide a little closer to the bag because of it. It just starts one from basically second to first base and gets him in time.
Now batting,
That's
your first
tough.
baseman,
And
number
I told
29, Carter Eberhard.
It's really tough to field on the dirt. You see there, Grant Haas has really quick hands, so he adjusted. But if you're not equipped out there, a couple of those balls will get by you. Hartman's first pitch is downstairs, hit the dirt, to Carter Eberhard. He walked back in the second inning. First baseman. Eberhard, like many of these players out here, aspires to be a professional baseball player one day. Pitch is cut on and missed.
Don't we all?
Don't we all? That was my dream once. Was that your dream?
Yeah, back before I realized there was no athletic talent
Right.
to be had.
Counts 1-1. Here's Hartman's pitch. Just catches the strike zone on the outside corner. And it's 1-2.
That's why we're about 30 feet behind home plate instead of at home plate.
Oh, we got a window, a fence. We got so many things blocking us from going out there. 1-2. Here's the pitch down low, and it's 2-2.
We do have a new mission this summer, though, and it's to get me a new baseball glove.
Yes, we do need to get you a baseball glove because if anyone sees Alex's baseball glove, it's almost like you're not wearing anything. Hartman's pitch is fouled left side. Alex Sanchez runs towards the fence, and he makes the grab as he falls down to the gravel. Really nice play by Alex Sanchez. That can't feel too good. That's gravel out there beyond the grass, and just like that, there's two gone.
Yeah, our camera is not going to
Nice
let you
defense
see
there,
that
Mr.
one, but that
Sanchez.
is an amazing catch by Sanchez. He
Then
somehow
batting for your
overrun
Miners,
it
your
despite it
catcher,
being
number
very
48,
far in foul
Carter
territory, but he
Jeffrey.
realized that, was able to take one step back because that started to fall, but makes the grab. That's an excellent infield play by Alex Sanchez.
Really nice play. He's looked good over there
He
at
has.
third. Had a nice play last night. That's a tough one, especially in this gray atmosphere, meaning the clouds. It's sometimes tough to pick up the ball when it's skied that high in the air. So Carter Jeffrey now up to the dish. He struck out back in the second inning. Trace Hartman still in the bump for the Bucs, looking to work 2 clean innings. Set at the letters, kicks and deals the first pitch. Off speed, just miss inside. And it's 1-0. Hartman has looked very comfortable. And all of these pitchers that have come in have looked good. Outside is the 1-0, and it's 2-0.
Jeffrey struggling here so far this season. 0 for 6 in his first 6 plate appearances of the year, but you know he has some pop in the bat, just trying to translate it.
The 2-0 pitch inside, and it's 3-0.
And it's especially hard when you're one of these D1 guys who knows you have a lot of talent, but you just don't play as a freshman.
Yeah.
I mean, he hasn't played organized baseball since probably last summer or possibly even last spring.
3-0 pitch is downstairs, and that's a 4-pitch walk.
It's one way to get on.
So Jeffrey runs over to first, and yeah, this is a common theme again. You get 2 quick outs, and then
Now batting,
you start to lose the strike zone a bit, and all of a
Your
sudden you
third
blink
baseman,
your
number
eyes, and there's a
16,
runner over
Carson
at first.
Grout.
This time it's Carter Jeffrey, and now Carson Grout's up, the third baseman. He struck out back in the second inning.
Grout not the guy you want to see at the plate. Last night, 3 hits. It was just him and for the Bucs, Corey Bantam, who made up most of the offense. So not the guy you want to see. He knows how to get it into the playing field, and that could be dangerous here.
Hartman's pitch outside, 1-0. Some sound effects here at Herman Brothers Field. Fans getting into it, hoping for some runs from their hometown Miners. The 1-0 pitch cut on and missed, and it's 1-1 to Carson Grout. Big swing from Grout. He doesn't get cheated. A couple times we've seen him so far, of course, both games for the Bucs have been against the Miners, and he has a big hack. If he gets a hold of one, it goes far. Runner goes, throw down from Matsuzaki is in time! What a throw from Ren Matsuzaki. Guns out Carter Jeffrey, and that'll do it in the bottom of the 4th.
Lightning from Matsuzaki. What a throw.
Really, really nice stuff from the backstop, Ren Matsuzaki. Good defense from the Bucs. We'll go to the 5th. It's still 2-0 Anchorage over the Miners on the Anchorage Bucs YouTube channel. Back here for the top of the 5th inning between the Miners and the Bucs. 2-0 the score. And a new pitcher on the bump for the Miners, Colin Miskelly. Hails from Huntington Beach, California. Plays for Long Beach State. Redshirted last season, but his freshman year appeared 10 times in relief. 15.2 innings, boasted an ERA of 4.6.
Leading off for the Bucs here in the fifth.
With 21 strikeouts.
Center fielder number 19,
12 walks.
Logan Ewell.
It's at the top of the lineup for the Bucs. Logan Ewell will dig in.
You really get to see what a pitcher's made of when they have to face off against the 1, 2, 3 guys to start off your outing. It's like being the starter.
Thrown right into the fire. A southpaw is Colin Miskelly. He's set at the belt. Kicks and deals to Logan Ewell, and it's downstairs, 1-0. Ewell has struck out and walked. Came in to score back in the second inning for the Bucs. Lefty on lefty matchup here. Miskelly ready for the 1-0. Here's the pitch. Outside, and it's 2-0.
Overall, pretty solid day for Michael Keneally. 4 innings with just 2 hits. The problem was the 2 runs that came in the second, both earned, but had just 3 walks against 5 strikeouts. Definitely a good start to the summer for him.
Yeah, and they kept him in there. Full trust. Pitch outside, and it's 3-0. One of the big things about being a pitcher, obviously, is learning how to battle. You got to know how to work through tough situations. And Keneally, although he had a few of them, only gave up 2 runs. Here's the pitch, right down Broadway, and it's 3-1 on Logan Ewell. Miskelly went to Marina High School. Was a first-team All-Selection 2 times. Pitch from Ewell is fouled off his foot. And they'll do the full count coming up here. That can't feel good for Logan Ewell.
Yeah, you can see him grimace in a little bit of pain after that one off his right foot. He'll walk it off, though, and head back into the batter's box in just a second. But those ones sting. And you could tell how hard he hit it because that dribbled all the way to almost the dirt here. That was a hard hit ball off his foot.
You think it's the farther it goes, the more it hurts?
I mean, I would assume so. You got to have some – that's physics there.
Or
the
I don't
harder
know.
it goes off of it, the further it goes.
Right, but if you foul it really hard, maybe the foot is strong enough to stop it, and then it just stays right near home plate. I don't know.
No.
We'll figure it out.
I guess if you have very strong foot muscles, maybe.
I wouldn't doubt if Logan Ewell does. Here's the payoff pitch. Swung on and fouled back. Colin Miskelly majors in marketing at Long Beach State. So, I wonder if he works out with some of these sponsorships that they got scattered around the outfield here at Herman Brothers Field. 3-2's the count. Pitch downstairs. That's a good at-bat for Logan Ewell. And he works a walk to lead off the top of the 5th.
I can confidently say,
Now batting
other
shortstop,
than
number 9,
State
Brent
Farm
Haas.
Subway, I have not heard of a single one of these sponsors. This is some real local businesses out here supporting the Miners.
And that's what you like to see.
Yeah.
Support the local businesses. I do see State Farm there, though, out there in right center. They got a lot of sponsorships for sure. Subway. So Miskelly with a leadoff walk to Ewell. He's off first. Now it's Grant Haas, the shortstop. Pitch bounces up there. Good block by the catcher Carter Jeffrey, and it's 1-0.
I'm intrigued by the bingo 7 nights a week out by the left field pole.
Yeah.
I haven't played bingo in years.
Maybe one of the 8 times or so we're out here at Herman Brothers Field with the Bucs. We'll take a look at that. Here's Logan Ewell. He leads off first. Grant Haas, the hitter. Pitch, swing, and a miss, and it's 1-1. Grant Haas struck out and flied out to center field. Third at-bat of the day for the shortstop. Ewell has speed. He's a threat to go. Miskelly set at the belt. Checks on Ewell at first. Pitch just catches the outside portion of the strike zone, and it's 1-2. We're in the 5th inning between the Bucs and the Miners. 2-0 Anchorage on top, looking for their first win of the season. Came short last night. 5-3 was the score at Mulcahy Stadium back in Anchorage. Here's the 1-2 to Haas. Outside, and it's 2-2. The coaches rocking the full coats. You expect nothing else in this cold weather. Looks like they really keep you comfy, though. All the pitchers are wearing them as well. Ready for the 2-2. Here's the pitch. Swung on and fouled right back. Just under it was Grant Haas. Hitting 2 today. Was the 9-hitter last night. So, different spots in the order for Grant Haas. 0 for 2 so far today.
The hope right now is that the rain stays away, headed in this direction, but hopefully it'll just be wind and cold for tonight.
I sure hope so as well. Here's the 2-2, swung on and fouled back again. And they'll do it again. A lot of deep counts for the Bucs. Really making the minors pitchers work. Colin Miskelly pitched 15 innings his freshman season, redshirted last year, so didn't throw at all. So you got to expect his arm is pretty fresh. Set at the belt once again. Ready for the 2-2. Here's the pitch. Off speed. Strike 3 called. Caught Grant Haas looking. And there's one gone here in the 5th.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was more of a look of disappointment or shock by Haas there, but a pretty good pitch from Miskelly. And that gets your confidence going. We saw early strikeouts from the starters today, and now you get one of your relievers to do so. That gets you as a pitcher.
So here's Gamel, the left fielder today for the Bucs. Grounded out to second, struck out back in the first, so 0 for 2. Looking for his first hit of the season. Pitch, strike called on the outside corner, 0-1.
You know, he's kind of clashing with, you called it a Mother's Day bat of Al Bolson. This is like a Father's Day blue here that he's got going on.
You're right. Light blue, baby blue. There's so many different types of blue. Logan Yule takes off for first. Pitch is fouled. And Logan Yule had that base all to himself. Got such a good jump. But Gamel topped it foul. That was a free bag there. Wonder if Gamel wishes he had that one back.
Yeah, we've seen the hit and run be used quite a lot here from the Bucs in the early going of the season. The problem so far, they haven't had a lot of success with it. A couple ground outs and obviously a few foul balls. But if they can get it working, that'll be something to use later on in the season.
If you like the aggressiveness, Yule off first once again. Miskelly sets and deals. Pitch outside. Good take by Gamel. And it's 1-2. Off speed there for Miskelly. Looks like a crafty pitcher up there. Maybe doesn't hold the highest velo, but gets hitters out in different ways. Yule digs into the dirt over at first. Check back to him, and he's safe. A lot of running early on in this season. Gamel the lefty against Miskelly the lefty. Left on left matchup. We're in the 5th inning, still 2-0 Bucs. Here's the pitch. Inside. And the count runs full on Austin Gamel.
Yeah, good hold there from Gamel. You could see him kind of start to turn his shoulders, but saw that he was coming in way inside. He's not someone who gets super close to the plate, so a good take there.
Miskelly wobbles his front foot, now comes set. Out of the stretch, checks on Yule at first. Kicks and deals outside, and it's 3-2 on Austin Gamel. So good at bat for Gamel. He's looked real competitive in most of his at bats so far this season. Wonder if Yule will take off on the full count. Here's the pitch. He stays put, and Gamel taps it right in front of the dish. Carter Jeffrey fields and fires the first in time. Yule advances to second on the play. So Gamel just topped that and stayed put right in front of home plate, just inches away. So there's 2 gone here in the 5th inning, and that brings up Corey
Now batting,
Bantam.
first baseman number 30.
Yeah, I'm not sure Gamel
Corey
knew that was a fair
Batam.
ball
Yeah.
because he hesitated for a second, thought it might have hit off a home plate or maybe clipped a part of him, but ends up being fair, just rolls a little bit, and that's a very easy play there for Jeffrey behind home plate.
So Corey Bantam now is the hitter.
That's who you want at plate right now.
Yeah, 2 for 2 on the day, 2 singles. Big lefty. See how he does with this left-on-left matchup. A lot of space in that right center field gap. If you can hit one out there, you will definitely come around to score. Still 2-0. Here's the pitch. Swung on and hit sharply to short. Pierre Antoni bobbles it, comes up, throws to first, and the call is safe. The first baseman, Carter Ebhard, came off the bag. And Bantam, we'll see how they score it.
I think
Is it
that
close
should
one?
be an error. I'm not sure if the error is going to go on the throw or the catch. I'm guessing it's probably going to go on the throw. It's a little bit off the mark, and there was also the slow catch there by Parentoni in the air.
Now
But
batting,
that is
catcher
because of
number 10,
how fast
Ren
that ball was off
Matsuzaki.
the
Yeah.
bat. I wish we had exit velocity because Bantam slammed that one on the ground, and he has another reach. Won't go as a hit, but nice
He's
job
on.
there.
He's on, and he'll take it. Of course, if it's an error, it doesn't count as a hit. But if you find yourself at first base this often, you're doing something right. Now it's Ren Matsuzaki, the catcher. Here's the pitch, taken for a strike, and it's 0-1. So runners on the corners for the Bucs. Still up 2-0. Would love some more runs. Logan Yule's at third for Anchorage. Matsuzaki has 2 strikeouts so far today. Pitch to him is high skied in the infield. That could be playable. Ebhard drifts over and he makes the catch in foul territory right in front of his dugout. And that'll do it for the top of the 5th. The Bucs strand 2 runners on.
Hey, folks.
And we'll go to the
time
bottom half
for
of
a
the
couple
inning.
more
Miners still
red
down 2.
ticket winners
You're listening to
announce. Get
Bucs
those red
Baseball
tickets out.
on the Anchorage Bucs YouTube channel. We'll be right back.
Leading off for your Miners,
Back here
your third baseman number
at
16,
Herman Brothers
Carson
Field for the bottom of the
Grout.
5th. And we've got a new pitcher for the Bucs, Anthony Steinhoff out of Chaslin, Minnesota. He has a 2-seam pitch that has a whole lot of movement. First appearance with the Bucs. Western Illinois University gave up 13 runs in 8.2 innings for Steinhoff. First pitch to Carson Grout is a called strike, and it's 0-1.
Yeah, Milo, I stepped out of the booth for a second, and it is slowly starting to rain here. There's just a light drizzle, but that'll be interesting to see how the ball grip changes.
Pitch fouled right back. And yeah, you got to hope that it stays somewhat dry. Steinhoff stands at 6'8". So a big lefty. Left on left matchup here for Carson Kraut. This has got to be an interesting one for him. Can't be too fun, especially with that two seam that dips inside. Steinhoff set at the belt. Here's the pitch, outside. The count's 1-2. Like you said, the rain's starting to come down ever so slightly. You can see it's starting to make some marks on the dirt in front of both dugouts. Carson Kraut had a strikeout back in the second inning. Pitch, blooped left side, that'll go foul. So it's 1-2 still on Carson Kraut.
Ends up being a very productive day for Trace Hartman. 2 innings pitched, just 2 hits and a walk and a strikeout, but no runs given up. 2 very impressive debuts for both Hartman and John Toger today.
1-2, yes indeed. Very good pitching so far for the Bucs. Pitch was outside and it's 2-2. That's what you want to see. Pitching wins games, pitching wins championships. So if you can put as many people out there that can get outs, that's good news for Anchorage. Here's the 2-2 to Kraut. Swing and a miss. Sort of a check swing. Matsuzaki picks it up and throws over to Bantam as it hit the dirt. 1 gone and a strikeout for Anthony Steinhoff, his first as a Buck.
5 strikeouts so far today for the Bucs across 3 pitchers. They've done a really good job of producing swing and misses. And all of them have been swinging. No strikeouts looking, but they've been getting swings of the bat and not a lot of contact.
Really nasty stuff there from Steinhoff as well. First pitch to Evan Bilter is flied foul right side. I see a bunch of fans camping out in foul territory, hoping to get balls. They all brought their gloves. In these ballparks, there's a good chance you're going to catch one. A lot of open space. Steinhoff set. Here's the pitch. Check swing. Did he go? No, he did not. So it's 1-1 on Evan Bilter, who lined out to center field back in the second inning. The 1-1 pitch bounced up there in the other batter's box, and it's 2-1. Steinhoff, really tall, 6'8".
He's the definition of a lanky pitcher.
Really lanky. Real lanky. It's got to be tough on the hitters. 2-1. Upstairs. Also, it deals with the eye level, right? Fastballs that stay high don't actually move as much from their release point. And then breaking balls, well, they dip. And they dip fast. Almost like a slide coming down from the mound to home plate. Here's the 3-1 to Bilter outside, and he works a walk. So there's 1 aboard for the Miners. Still down 2 here in the 5th inning. Feels like the Bucs have sort of been in control, but you look up at the scoreboard, it's still just 2-0.
Batting your shortstop,
yeah, I mean, it was
17,
only
Greg.
that one top of the second inning where runs have scored, and those weren't even off of hits. It was a walk and a wild pitch. So neither offense has taken control, and that means either one could in the next few innings.
So Greg Pierantoni, the shortstop, up now. He struck out back in the 3rd inning. Steinhoff's pitch works inside, and it's 1-0. Elvin Bilter over at first base. Bantam holding him on. I'm curious to see if Steinhoff has a good move. Big, long strides. Bilter leads off first. Here's the pitch. Almost hit him. And it's inside. 2-0, the count on Greg Pierantoni.
He was throwing a little bit in practice the other day, practicing those big off moves. Wasn't especially happy with his work. He was talking after it, but he definitely has done it before, so it'll be interesting to see.
Set at the belt. Checks on the runner at first. Here's the pitch. Just missed outside. And the count is 3-0.
Very borderline pitch there.
Very borderline. Although I will say this ump, from what we can see, has been decent. It seems like he's calling an even game. That's all you can ask for. Here's the 3-0 outside. That's a 4-pitch walk for Steinhoff, his 2nd walk. And so just like that, the go-ahead run is up to the dish for the Miners. Runners on first
Now
and
batting,
second.
your right fielder,
It's
number
Joe
14, Joe McGee.
You have to wonder, with a little bit of rain, the grip on the ball gets a lot harder, even if it's just a slight dusting of rain. So that's something to keep in mind as a new pitcher trying to adjust to the weather, the altitude
Yeah.
here, all that stuff, trying to put that all together. That's an extra element that's hard to deal with.
Ren Matsuzaki went to go check on his pitcher, make sure everything's okay, settle him down. So Steinhoff back on the bump. He's ready to pitch to Joe McGee. Time's called. Bantam not holding the runner on at first. Bucs looking for a couple outs. Here's the pitch. McGee shows bunt. He holds back. It's a ball outside. Still 2-0 Bucs here. We're in the bottom of the fifth. Ducks on the pond for the Miners, though. Steinhoff on the bump. Checks on both runners. Here's the pitch. McGee shows bunt once again. It's a called strike. So the count's 1-1.
Yeah, I'm surprised he took away the bunt there because that's a fastball down the middle. You could easily get a nice bunt off. It'll be interesting to see how Matsuzaki, who's already thrown out a runner, would deal with a bunt here. Could he go to third and get that lead runner possibly?
McGee rests the bat along his shoulder. Bunts. He gets it down in front of Matsuzaki, who has to charge, and the throw is got him in time. What a play by Ren Matsuzaki. He stuck with it just in the nick of time to get Joe McGee, who was busting it down the line. Both runners advance, now second and third for the Miners, but most importantly for the Bucs, there's
your
two
center
outs.
fielder,
Yeah,
number
a very
4,
impressive bunt by
Wilson.
McGee, who kind of had it straight forward, but kept on going in this grass. But Matsuzaki with some nice speed and just beats out. A very nice performance from the catcher today.
Really nice play. A couple good defensive plays for the Bucs so far. Here's Wilson. He cuts and misses. And it's 0-1. The leadoff hitter for the Miners. So runners on second and third for Matsu. Looking for a base hit to knot this one up at 2 apiece. Steinhoff trying to work out of this jam after 2 walks. Here's the pitch to Wilson. Inside. Almost hit him. And it's 1-1. A lot of improvement, like I said, on the defensive side for the Bucs. From last night to tonight, clearly an emphasis for the coaches and the players. Here's Steinhoff's 1-1. Pitch is blooped out to center field. Back goes Yule. He has space, and he makes the catch. So the side is retired, and Steinhoff works a scoreless inning. It looked like it was getting a little bit frisky there, but nevertheless, the Bucs don't give up any runs. They go to the 6th, still up 2-0. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Anchorage Bucs Baseball on the Anchorage Bucs YouTube channel.
To inning number 6 we go here at Herman Brothers Field in Palmer, Alaska. The Anchorage Bucs holding on dearly to a 2-0 lead over the Miners, but neither offense able to scratch anything across the plate since the second inning. Alex Burstein here with you alongside Milo Hoffman. New pitcher into the game as the third Miner of the day on the mound will come out. And it's a familiar one to a couple of these Bucs. Michael Malkey out of Cal Baptist University makes his first appearance of the season. Didn't play much this spring as a true freshman. 5 2/3 innings pitched, along with 7 runs and 6 of them given up. So had a small ERA, but didn't play that much, and now trying to get some more reps here in the Alaska League. But it's been a solid day for both teams pitching-wise. We'll see if Malkey can keep it going.
Yeah, really solid for both teams. The defense has been good. The pitching has been good. It's been old school pitcher's duel, as they like to say, here at Herman Brothers Field. And yeah, I'm curious to see what Michael Malkey looks like on the bump. I'm watching him warm up. Looks like he features a slider out there. Also pummels that fastball in. He's working off the off speed. A lot of pitchers has done that really well so far these first 2 games. Establishing that strike zone with the off speed, playing off of it with the heat.
He'll face off against the 6, 7, and 8 hitters led
Leading
off
off
by
for the
Sean
Bucs
Toger.
here in the
Started
top
the
of the
day
6th.
as a pitcher and then has been the
Pinch hitter,
designated
number
hitter.
1,
But
Luke
looks like we're going to
Taylor.
have a designated hitter instead as Luke Taylor comes to the plate out of Long Beach State University. Was a pinch hitter last night. As the weight and the first pitch to Taylor is inside. 1-0 the count. Taylor, we'll probably see him this season as either or both a catcher and a first baseman. Can play both of those positions, rocking the number 1 jersey for the Bucs. Pitch misses, 2-0 the count. Taylor had quite the journey to his first season at Long Beach State University. Was originally committed to play at USC. We see a lot of those players come through the Alaska League. Ended up getting injured as 2-0 pitch gets in there for a strike. Then his commitment changes planned, and his commitment plans changed. Ended up committing to Long Beach State University, where he played in 29 games this past spring as a true freshman. 2 balls, 1 strike the count. Breaking pitch gets just a piece of it. Now leaving out the count.
Yeah, back-to-back pinch hit appearances for Luke Taylor. Last night they had him bunt in a big situation. I think if you ask Luke Taylor, he wants to go out there and hit, but obviously does what the coaches want and laid down a good one too.
Yeah, was able to advance the runners to second and third. 2-2 pitch gets away from the catcher after a swing and a miss, and that'll be a strikeout and a base for Luke Taylor, his first reach of the season. And just like that, 1 on with no outs. It's a tough start to the outing for Malkey, who gets a strikeout to his record, but will still have 3 outs to go here in the top of the 6th.
Yeah, there's a lot of space back here behind home plate. So if you get
Now batting
away
second
from
baseman
ya,
number 2,
it's
Marcus
most likely that the runner is going to
Avalson.
be safe at first because there's just so much room.
And the bigger problem was he just could not find
Yeah.
the ball. As Marcus Albelson comes to the plate, rocking that pink bat. First pitch to the lefty. Fastball hits the outside part of the zone. 0-1 the count. Taylor with a conservative lead over there at first base. Grateful to be on after a strikeout. Albelson will be followed by Alex Sanchez. No balls, 1 strike to count. Shows bunt, pulls it away, but there's a strike anyways. Interesting to see a bunt here with no outs in the top of the 6th.
I really like it. I think on a day where obviously the wind is knocking down the ball, try small ball. Albelson has good speed. If he gets one down, he'll probably be safe at first.
He is down the count 0-2, probably won't be bunting. The pitch misses low. 1-2 the count. Haven't seen Taylor take that big of a jump off the first base bag. Albelson searching for his first hit of the day, was hit in the second, came around to score the game's 2nd run. Last run so far. This one gets away from the catcher. Safely in the second is Taylor, and some trouble here on control from Malkey. Jeffrey had to bounce up, about 10, 15 feet to the left of home plate, and Taylor now advances on the wild pitch.
Yeah, once again, you see it right there. This time Jeffrey knew where the ball was, but it was just too far out of his reach to even make a throw.
So that'll even out the count at 2 apiece. Taylor takes off second. The pitch swung on, bounce foul to the right-hand side. Appleson in the transfer portal after finishing up his sophomore season at Gonzaga University.
Get him while they last.
He made a little bit of run in the West Coast Conference tournament, but ended up falling to St. Mary's and San Diego. Players from both of those teams in today's rosters. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Long wait before this next one. Here it comes. Check swing. This one gets away from the catcher again, and that will be another strikeout and another reach. So a nightmare start, not to the fault of the pitcher, Malky. He gets 2 strikeouts, but there's no outs, and there's runners at first and third base.
Yeah, you look up, 2 strikeouts. Oh, wait, there's runners on the corners. I mean, you just got to be kicking yourself. Obviously, it's a tough play for Jeffrey as well. It's almost like you made a good pitch, you got to swing, but it's a tough situation for the catcher to go over and block that because there's so much spin on the pitch. So just like that, the Bucs got to take advantage right here in this situation. Try to blow this one open just a bit. Give your pitcher some breathing room.
Jeffrey came out to the mound to have a quick word with Malky. You have to wonder if there's maybe some miscommunication on the pitches being thrown, because when that happens, it's often the catcher's glove not in the right place for that. So that will be something to look for after the mound visit, as Alex Sanchez will come to the plate, the third baseman. Had a nice play in the field just a couple of innings ago, and he has the runners at first and third. First pitch. Fastball hits the bottom part of the zone. 0-1 the count.
Alex Sanchez. You know, right here, you just got to get a run in. The Miners are playing back. Corners are slightly in. But if you hit it up the middle into the outfield, it's most likely a run.
0-1 pitch. Runner takes. He's going to go for a ball. The throw down is in time. A nice tag applied by Perrintoni there, and an even better throw by Jeffrey. And just like that, there's a 1 away.
These throws from the catchers today have been impressive. I'll tell you, Carter Jeffrey and Ren Matsuzaki are looking real good from behind the dish. I know it got to feel good for Jeffrey, especially after giving up a couple of those pitches down into the dirt.
Kind of surprising to see that early of a take to second, as the 1-1 pitch popped up right side of the field. McGee comes in, and they'll give way for Wilson to make the grab. There's no throw home, or there is a throw home, there's no tag home, and just like that, there's 2 away.
A really good throw, a little bit high, but McGee showed off the arm there. Fired it in. And there was no chance that the Bucs were going to try that arm.
So Provencio will come to the plate, the right fielder tonight for the Bucs. Walked in the second inning and then grounded out in the fourth. And now he'll try to reach on his first hit of the season. We mentioned was a pinch runner last night. But getting his first real in-game hacks of the summer here today. First pitch, check swing. That one once again got away from the catcher Jeffrey, but won't matter. He was able to use Provencio as a little bit of a wall there to keep it from going too far to the right.
Yeah, Provencio, another good guy to have up in this situation with the runner in scoring position, known to work the count.
0-1 pitch, breaking ball in there for a strike. That is a beautiful curve from the right-hander, and just like that, the Bucs down to their last strike of the inning. Here's the 0-2. Bounced high towards first. Eberhard gloves it, will take it himself to the bag. And just like that, the inning comes to a close. Runner stranded at first base. No runs across the plate off of no hits. There was 2 reaches off of strikeouts, but 1 runner left on base. It's the Bucs 2 and the Miners nothing as we head to the bottom of the 6th here on the Anchorage Bucs YouTube channel.
3-1.
Well, it's a pitcher's duel here in Palmer. 2-0, the Bucs lead over the Miners as we head to the bottom of the 6th, and it will be pitcher number 4 on the day for Anchorage as Grady Ferris out of Cal State Fullerton comes in to relieve Anthony Steinoff. Just 1 inning for Steinoff. Didn't do much bad, though. No hits, no runs, 2 walks, and no strikeouts. A good stat line for him. Now he'll turn the ball over to Grady Ferris.
Yeah, Grady Ferris out of Cal State Fullerton. An interesting piece on Grady Ferris. Listen to this. He eats 2 eggs, 2 pieces of bacon, and 2 pieces of sausage before every game day.
It's a breakfast of champions.
Breakfast of champions indeed.
Ferris will face off against the 2,
Leading
3,
things off
and
for your
4
Miners here
hitters
in the bottom of
for
inning number
this
6. Your second baseman
Minor
number
squad.
12.
So he's getting
Elliot
thrown right into the
Medlock.
fire, beginning with Elliot Medlock. The second baseman, 0 for 2 today, though. A strikeout and grounded into a double play to bring the 3rd inning to a close. The right-hander stands tall. His first appearance of the inning, kicks his leg, first pitch. Fire that in for a strike. 0-1 the count.
And Grady Ferris has sort of like an over-the-head delivery. He's tall, stands at 6'4", so the ball is just aiming down at the strike zone.
Ferris works with a fastball, changeup, slider. I think it's a swing and a miss. 0-2 the count. Saw him before practice the other day playing what he called changeup catch.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to work on your changeup,
That's
try
how you do
changeup
it.
catch.
That's how you do it. No balls, 2 strikes on the right-hander Medlock. Long wait here from Ferris. No pitch clock here in Summer League baseball as the breaking ball gets past Matsuzaki. Won't matter, though. And moves the count to 1-2.
Yeah, Ferris threw limited innings at Cal State Fullerton, just over 5 innings. So, of course, looking to pick up reps here in the ABL.
Yeah, misleading 7.94 ERA. A couple of rough appearances, but 4 scoreless outings this spring for Cal State Fullerton. The 1-2 swung on and missed. Strike 3 on a breaking pitch. And that's a great start to the outing for Grady Ferris. 1 up, 1 down off the strikeouts.
Erickson.
Excellent breaking ball. That slider almost in the other batter's box. Grady Ferris caught him swinging. Worked off that fastball. He goes fastball, off speed, and that tunneling action there. The pitches look the same out of the hand until a certain point, and right there at that certain point, it'll then break. It's so tough for the pitchers to pick up. The hitters, sorry.
Rich Erickson, the designated hitter, comes to the plate. Hits the first one high towards center field. Drifting back is Yule, and that will not be a caught. Off the wall, chasing around second is Erickson, and he'll be caught back. But an excellent piece of hitting to deep center field has the Miners in business here in the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, Logan Yule was playing so shallow. He was so shallow that he actually ran for about, it felt like 10 seconds.
Now
And
batting
the ball
your
just
first
off the
baseman,
base
number
of the ball.
29,
That's
Carter
out there in center field.
Eberhard.
So you got to get into it. And Erickson did pretty well there to take that fastball to the deepest part of the park.
Well, just like that, we have our first extra base hit of the day for the Miners as the lefty Carter Eberhard comes to the mound. A righty on lefty battle. Eberhard 0 for 1 today, walked in the second and stole second base, but was stranded there. Small lead over at second base by Erickson. First pitch is way inside, bounces past Matsuzaki, and on the wild pitch, runner will take third.
Yeah, once again, I mean, we're just going to keep saying it. There's so much room back here. If Matsuzaki can't get a glove on it, it's almost bound to be an extra base for whoever the runner is. Gary Ferris just has to make sure to keep the ball in the strike zone here.
Just like that, an excellent RBI opportunity here for Carter Eberhard. Lefty awaits here. Here's the pitch. This is high and away.
And you look back to the Bucs having a chance to extend the lead in the last couple innings. They haven't done it. Still a 2-0 game between the Bucs and the Miners. So those insurance runs are real important.
2-0 the count as well. Ferris sends one, and it's hit right back up the middle. RBI single for Carter Eberhard, and the Miners are within 1. Hammers it through the gap. And just like that, it's a 2-1 game here at Herman Brothers Field.
Yeah, it took the pitch and lined it right up from where it came from. The first run for the Miners here at Herman Brothers Field
Now
this
batting
season.
your catcher, number 48,
Fans are now on their feet, starting to feel
Jeffrey.
a momentum switching in the Miners' favor. Listen, you still got the lead if you're the Bucs, though. Grady Ferris just has to buckle down, try to get a ground ball here, maybe turn 2.
We'll have to do it against Carter Jeffrey. Still searching for that first hit of the season. First pitch taken all the way for a strike. 0-1 the count. Jeffrey will be followed by Carson Grout. Evan Bilter in the hole for the Miners. 2-1. Bucs lead over the Miners. Bottom of the 6th inning here in Palmer. We had the rain, and now we have a bit of sun. Blue skies peeking through right above us.
Beautiful. With the mountains in the back, this is what you like to see. Alaska sun.
So often you see the sun come out for the first time all day around 7, 8, or 9 p.m. Not what you see in most of the rest of the world. No balls, 1 strike. Next pitch bounces in the batter's box, and taking second easily is Eberhard. The throw down is not in time.
That's an excellent block from Matsuzaki on the original play. And then he came up, almost looked like he didn't expect the runner to take second there, so hesitated just a little bit on the throw. If he came up throwing instantly, he might have got him because it was still pretty bang-bang.
Well, the problem this inning has been wild pitches, as it took Erickson from second to third, and now Eberhard from first to second. Ferris taking a deep breath. He doesn't like the ball he had, so he'll throw it away and get a new one. The tying run now at second base, and the go-ahead run at home.
Yeah, go-ahead run at home, but more importantly, the runner on second. Ferris, though, still needs to utilize his fastball well here, establish the strike zone, because a couple of those pitches have run away from him. Been the other's batter's box a couple times, bouncing it on the ground. You don't want to give your catcher too much of a problem.
2 balls, 1 strike on Carter Jeffrey out of Iowa. Catcher today waits for the pitch. Here it comes. Breaking ball bounced towards third, and nothing can be done about it. Gets into left field, and that's a single for Carter Jeffrey. Runners in the corners with 1 away.
Yeah, Alex Sanchez couldn't come up with that one. A tough bounce there at third base.
Now batting your
Miners are
third baseman,
realizing
number
that if they put
16,
the ball in play,
Carson
good things are going to
Grout.
happen, because so many players in the first couple innings came up and struck out. But now they're putting the ball in play, and they're making the Bucs defense work. Last night, a couple errors for the Bucs. It's been pretty good on defense so far for Anchorage today, but this inning, not as much.
Carson Grout at the plate. The lefty takes the first pitch low and outside for a ball. 1-0 the count. Nate Muncy, the left-hander, warming up in the bullpen for the Bucs. We'll see how long of a leash Ferris has. A double, single, and single the last 3 batters faced. 1-0 the count on Grout. Here's the pitch. Shows bunt, takes it away. Doesn't matter. The ball is low. They'll move him ahead in the count 2-0. Grout didn't play this past spring at Iowa, but has plenty of baseball experience. Began playing high school baseball as an 8th grader. Throw the first not in time by Ferris. Ended up playing 104 games at the high school baseball level. That will get you prepared for the D1 level.
As many reps as you can possibly get.
Exactly. And we'll get a few more this summer with the Matsu Miners, and trying to tie this game up with 1 swing of the bat. 2 balls, no strikes on Carson Grout. Went 3 for 5 yesterday, but a pair of strikeouts today. Ferris toes the rubber, stands up straight. Here comes the pitch, showing bunt. It's popped up out of play on the left side.
Now, the outfielders are playing so shallow, and of course, now it makes sense, because with a runner on third and less than 1 out, you want to be close enough to throw it home on a possible tag. But Logan Yule on that double that started out the inning was so shallow. Now, I don't know if he was going to catch it either way, but just something to note.
Eberhard at third base, Jeffrey at first, Carson Grout at the plate with a 2-1 count, trying to make something happen. The pitch. Awkward swing off the inside of the bat into left field. It's going to drop for a single. Coming home, their throw is not on time, and that's an RBI single for Carson Grout. And it's a tie ball game here off of Carter Eberhard's score.
Putting the ball in play, this is what it gets you. Really the only good contact came with that double to deep center field, but you saw that infield knock, a play that Alex Sanchez maybe wishes he could have had back, and then a jam shot in on this lefty. It just
Your left
looped
field,
in.
number 31, Evan.
Well, after
Bilter.
2 hits in the first 5 innings for the Miners, they already have 4 this inning. Evan Bilter comes, the throw to second, just not in time. A sneaky pickoff move by Albelson out there at second base, but they chased Jeffrey back to the bag successfully. Bilter still awaiting his first pitch. The inning started perfect for Ferris with a strikeout of Elliot Medlock, but it's been downhill since then. First pitch will be bounced back to the pitcher. He throws to first in time, but both the runners will advance. We call that a sacrifice ground out if you want. It's 2 runners now in scoring positions with 2 away for the Miners here in the bottom of the
number
6th.
17, Greg
Yeah, of course.
Berantoni.
He tried to get the double play there for Grady Ferris. He checked at third, then he kind of took a peek at second. I like it. Get the safe out at first. You've struggled a bit this inning, so you want to get every out that you can. The risky play would have been going to second, and I don't know if he would have gotten him in time.
Greg Paratoni comes to the plate. Big opportunity here. First pitch, fastball finds the zone. 0-1 the count. Started 49 games this season at Pomona Pitzer. Got it this time.
How many games until you get that right?
D3 school in California. 0-1 pitch shows bunt, takes it away. Doesn't matter. The ball's outside, and they'll even out the count at 1 apiece. Hit 274 with 39 RBIs. Not a power guy. Only 2 home runs on the spring, but you just need a contact hit here to bring in a couple of runs. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Hit high towards left center field. Both outfielders chasing back, and they won't get it. It bounced all the way to the wall. 2 runs are in. Turning second and staying there is Paratoni, and the Miners have taken a 4-2 lead here in the bottom of the 6th off of 4 runs.
Once again, the outfielder is so shallow. They're running for days out there, and now twice the Miners have taken
Now
advantage.
batting
and
your
driven
right
one
fielder,
out
number
to center
14,
field.
Joe
Left center field there.
McGee.
It seemed like Gamble and Logan Ewell both kind of looked at each other. They were like, are you closer? Am I closer? No one was close enough.
Well, the problem is no balls have been hit that direction all day until this inning against Ferris. Joe McGee, the lefty, comes to the plate, the 9-hitter. This inning started with the 2-hitter. First pitch. Squeaks inside for a strike. 0-1 the count. Parentoni standing at second base. Erickson, Eberhard, Jeffrey, and Grout. The 3 through 6 hitters all have come across the plate this inning. Long wait for Ferris, gathering his thoughts. Here comes the 0-1. Hit high towards right field. Standing shallow is Albelson, and he'll drop the ball. 1 run comes in to score. In the second base is McGee. And an error on the shortstop will bring yet another run in for the Miners this inning.
Talk about a disastrous inning for Anchorage. I mean, the defense in this inning has been
Now batting your center fielder, number 4,
subpar. A
Luke
couple plays that,
Wilson.
I mean, these players for sure expect to make. That's a pop-up. It's high in the air. Abelson drifted back. He was in right field. Of course, you're shaded away from your original position, but he'll tell you he's got to make that play.
Center fielder Luke Wilson will come to the plate. That's the leadoff guy and the 9th hitter this inning for the Miners. Runner takes towards third, pulls away bunt, and no one's covering the bag. So that will be a free stolen base for Luke Wilson. The bunt meant that Sanchez had to come in and try to field it if there was a bunt. It left third base wide open. And now a runner 90 feet for making this a 6-2 ball game for the Miners. 1-0 the count on Luke Wilson. Here's the pitch. Shows bunt again. It gets through the legs of Matsuzaki. Coming in easily to score is McGee. And it's a 6-2 ball game. A disastrous inning number 6 for the Miners, who have given up all their runs in this frame.
Disastrous is the word I was going to use as well. I mean, nightmarish. Just plays that you expect to make, and the Bucs just look a little bit frazzled here on defense, now down 6-2.
Wilson ahead in the count 2-0. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball, misses low. And now just one ball away from getting a free pass. McGee had quite the route around the base paths. Reached second on air on his pop-up to short. 3-0 pitch. Taken all the way for a strike. Then reached third on a stolen base. And then came home on a wild pitch. Didn't have to do that much work because the stolen base was free because the bag was left empty. 3 balls, 1 strike on Luke Wilson. Here's the pitch. Lined into shallow left field and down for a single. Luke Wilson gets aboard for the second time today.
Now batting,
and the
your second
Miners
baseman, number
have
12,
hit
Elliot
through their lineup
Medlock.
here in inning number 6 as Elliot Medlock comes up. The most amazing thing, he started this inning and he struck out. He was the first out. And still, this inning goes through as Medlock will try to reach for the first time today. 0 for 3, pair of strikeouts and the groundouts.
Yeah, it's crazy to think that this inning started so well. Quick strikeout, like you said.
Pitch misses for a ball. It's now 6 hits on the inning for the Miners to go along with a error that kept the inning going. And the offense is going to have to wake up for the Bucs if they want to have any chance at getting a win here. Runner takes the 1-0, is grounded left side past the diving Haas. Turning second base is Wilson. He throw to third is way in time. They'll get him by a mile, and that will bring the inning to a close, but not before 6 runs come across the plate for the Miners. It's Anchorage 2, Matsu 6 as we head to inning number 7 here on the Anchorage Bucs
after
YouTube
that
channel.
half inning,
Well, the nightmare inning number 6 for the Anchorage Bucs is over. Now they try to do something in inning number 7. It's the Bucs 2, the Miners 6. Alex Burstein joined alongside Milo Hoffman here in the beautiful Herman Brothers Field press box. It's a beautiful day for baseball. The sun peeking out, the mountains to our left. But Grady Ferris gets hit around in inning number 6, and all the runs this game come across the plate for the Miners.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about an inning that you want to forget. That's probably the definition of an inning that the entire Bucs team wants to forget because it wasn't just Grady Ferris. Alex Sanchez had a play that he said he would probably say that he could make, and then Marquez Albelson had the pop-up that, you know, he would probably make 9 times out of 10 if you ask him as well. So a couple errors in that inning. Just one of those was an error, but the Bucs need
leading
to
off
bounce
here in the
back
top of the
here.
7th for the
If they
Bucs.
can pick up a couple runs,
Center fielder
that's
number
huge.
19,
Just switch the
Logan
momentum
Yule.
and gain some, happy thoughts after that one.
Logan Yule takes the first pitch for a strike. Michael Melky taking his 2nd inning of work here. Yule, the lefty, so for his first hit of the season, bounces one foul off the right side. Yule still searching for a home. Played 51 games this past sophomore season at Paradise Valley Community College out in Arizona. The 0-2 pitch hit high out of play and back. Hit some rooftop in this
Heard it.
stadium complex. You can hear it but can't see it.
Interesting inning for him last inning. He was running a lot out in center.
0-2 misses high and away. That's one way to get your cardio in. You know, some people run, others chase fly balls in center field.
Yeah, I'd much rather the latter. That sounds fun.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Logan Yule. Here's the pitch. hit sharply towards third, backhanded by Grout, who'll throw it across the diamond in time. A 5-3 putout gets inning number 7 going here at Herman Brothers Field.
Sort of like
Now
a
batting
squib
shortstop
shot
number 9,
off
Grant
the end of the
Haas.
bat. Had some spin on it, and so that was a good play to stay with it, to fire. Really, really strong throw there by Carson Grout.
It's awkward contact by Ewell as Grant Haas comes to the plate. Slowly grounded down that third base line. First pitch to the right-hander, inside for a ball, 1-0 the count. Austin Gamel waits on deck with Corey Bantam in the hole. Bantam's had the big offensive day, but no one else has really stepped up offensively yet this season for the Bucs. The 1-0 pitch breaks in there for a strike, evens out the count.
Well, if the Bucs can get a couple runners on here, if Haas can get on, Gamel works his way on, you got one of your best hitters up in Corey Bantam with a couple ducks on the pond. So that's got to be the goal right here. Still down 6-2.
The 1-1 pitch. Bounce softly towards short. Perantoni can't get a glove on it. It goes all the way through the left field. And error on the shortstop will give the first base runner of the inning to the Bucs. Well, as this game has gone on, it hasn't exactly been a fast-paced game. You see the players, I don't know if they're losing concentration. Maybe it's the weather, but the air is starting to pile up on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, and, I mean, it looked like right there, Perantoni almost took his eyes off the ball too early, and then the ball didn't bounce, the one he was anticipating.
Austin Gamel at the plate, the lefty, takes a big swing and a miss at the first pitch. 2 lefties in the first 3 batters for the second straight night here with the Bucs. Gamel 0 for 3 today. Trying to get some lumber on it. He will there. It's 1 hop to second. The throw to second base is in time. They won't get the relay throw. It was an awkward throw to the shortstop Perantoni, who had to adjust his leg to get the bag, and then an awkward throw over the first base. Because of that, 1 runner will still be on, but the lead man is taken off, and there's 2 outs here in the 7th.
Yeah, off the end of the bat
Now
once
batting
again
first baseman
for
number
Austin
30,
Gamel.
Kerry Batan.
Also down the line, so there was really no chance at the relay throw being on time. It was a nice play by Perantoni to keep his foot on the bag there at short to secure 1 out.
That's a tough break because it could have been 2 on for Corey Bantam, trying for his 4th reach of the day. Instead, it'll be 1 on with 2 away. Singled in the first and third, reached via an air in the 5th, but as we said, the air was after a very hard hit ball. First pitch to Bantam, taken low, gets away from Jeffrey. He throws down the second quickly, but it won't matter. Safely into the bag is Gamel, and a runner in scoring position for the 3rd straight inning for the Bucs. A problem, though, in that time, 0 runs.
Yeah. Taking advantage with runners in scoring position is one of the big keys of the game for the Bucs. This is an opportunity to cut it to 3. Can Corey Bantam, who's been red hot, come through?
1 ball, no strikes on Bantam. Leg kick and the pitch. Hit down the left field line and foul. That one goes all the way over to the Bucs bullpen. Doesn't look super active right now. Nate Muncy is walking, now jogging to the dugout. So I wouldn't be surprised to see him start off the bottom half of the inning for the Bucs. But first, they'll try to scratch 1 or 2 across the home plate. 1 ball, 1 strike on Corey Bantam. He looks towards second. Here's the pitch. Gets away from Jeffrey all the way to the backstop. And on the wild pitch, taking third is Gamel. And now the Bucs 90 feet away from their first run since, get this, the 2nd inning. Quite the scoring drought, but they'll take any offense they can get.
Big opportunity right here for Corey Bantam to knock another one home. If he can just get anything into the outfield grass to bloop in, or just any hit. Because getting a run here for the Bucs would be big. It would stir some momentum, tell them to get something after that disastrous inning.
Michael Malky got a new ball. Didn't like the one he was handed. Could have been dirt, could have been rain. There's been lots of conditions here at Herman Brothers Field. The 2-1. Taken for a strike, evens out the count at 2 apiece, and the Bucs are down to their last strike this inning. Long wait in. Glove at the face of Malky, and here comes the pitch. Swung on, popped up left side. That will travel out of play. We talked with Bantam before today's game. Very nice guy. Quiet, one of the quieter guys on the squad. But, you know, we've been talking about the weather and how it's affected so many of these California guys and Texas guys. Bantam's a Midwest kid. He's used to this. This pitch inside. That one hits off his foot, but takes it strongly. He'll just flex his foot and head down to first base. So a hit by pitch has runners on the corners for the Bucs. Ren Matsuzaki will quickly take off his catching gear and instead head to the batter's box. So we've seen the catcher flashy in the field. Now can he be flashy in the batter's box as well? One hit, and you easily could see this go back to a 2-run ball game maybe. Matsuzaki on the day, 0 for 3, pair of strikeouts, and he popped out in foul territory back in the 5th.
A big opportunity for Matsuzaki. Struck out twice so far, but that all can go away with a hit right here.
First pitch from Melky. Thinks about it, will lay off, and that's a ball. Matsuzaki's been zigzagging across the country the last few weeks. Plays college ball at North Park University in Chicago, Illinois. Just about 20 minutes from where I grew up.
Chicago
He's
guy.
from Honolulu, Hawaii. Now he's in Alaska, getting those miles in. The 1-0 inside for a ball. Shows your dedication to the game when you're playing Division III. That's not a scholarship position, but you're still willing to go from Honolulu to Chicago for the love of baseball. And he's been impressive. He's been recognized by multiple D3 media outlets for his catching abilities. 2-0 catches the corner for a strike.
Yeah, really good defender back there. He saved a couple runs today already for the Bucs.
Matsuzaki touches the plate with his bat. 2 balls, 1 strike. Bantam at first base. Gamel at third. This one sent back up the middle. It's a slow grounder, barehanded by Paratoni, and he gets it across the diamond in time. What a play to end the inning.
Hey, folks, it is
Well,
that time.
2 runners
Time to
stranded,
stand
not
up
what the
and
Bucs
stretch.
wanted to hear. They will head to the bottom of the 7th,
We're
trying
gonna
to
sing
keep this
along
at
with
just
Harry
a 6-2
Carey.
deficit. You are watching
time
Anchorage
honored
Bucs
tradition.
baseball.
Not a whole
Stretch time here in Palmer, Alaska. The Anchorage Bucs trailing 6-2 to the home Matsu Miners. Nice rendition recording by Harry Carey, famous Cubs broadcaster here, and the PA announcer singing along as well. But the Bucs hoping that can set something into their defense and offense, giving up 6 runs last inning and still trail in
Now
this
on the
one,
mound for
having
Bucs,
not scored
number
since all the way
39,
back
Nate
in the
Muncy.
2nd inning. Stranded runners in the corners in the 7th. And now it'll be up to Nate Muncy to try to keep this at just a 4-run ball game. The left-hander out of Kent State, another two-way guy.
Yeah.
We've seen a few of those already in action this season. And now Muncy, who redshirted this past spring, didn't get much playing time for Kent State, will try to get some innings and get some playing time with the Bucs, and that starts off against a tough
Leading off for your minors
middle of the
here in
lineup.
bottom of
3,
inning
4,
number 7,
and 5 hitters.
your
Ridge
designated
Erickson,
hitter
Carter
number 6,
Eberhard,
Ridge
and Carter
Erickson.
Jeffrey for the Miners.
And Nate Muncy actually found out he was coming to Alaska just a week ago. Talk about late notice, short notice.
First pitch from Muncy, hammers it in there, and it gets fouled off to the right side. That was originally supposed to go out to New York, playing the Perfect Game Collegiate League. Instead, shipped out to Alaska, and he's right in the middle. He's from Ohio, so it was either going east or west,
Right.
and he ends up going way west. 0-1 pitch, bounced, evens out the count at 1 apiece.
Muncy was playing with that fishing rod in the dining hall the other day.
Yeah, we were probably looking at him like idiots, because he was a master of the bass
Yeah.
out there in Ohio
Yep.
versus us two city kids who have no idea what we're doing. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pitch breaks, but a little too late. And moving ahead in the count is Erickson, 2-1. Doubled last inning, advanced to third on the wild pitch, and then ended up scoring the first run of the game for the Miners. He was followed up by 5 more that inning, as slider misses inside. And Erickson will move ahead in the count, 3-1. Some young guys getting innings today for the Bucs and struggling to find the strike zone. 3-1. Pop back. Move it to a full count.
That's a big inning for Nate Muncy. Needs to be shut down if the Bucs want any chance at coming back into this one. Gotta keep it at 6-2, because that's a doable feat. It's an achievable feat. Just 4 runs.
Bottom of the 7th, the payoff pitch. Hit right side of the field high, couple steps in for Provencio. He makes the grab for out number 1. So Muncy gets some high contact, but doesn't matter as long as one of your fielders is there to catch it. And 1 away here in the bottom of the 7th.
Now batting
Yeah,
for
Provencio
first
looks
baseman
good
number 29,
out in right
Carter
field.
Eberhard.
Also plays a lot of infield. Saw him warming up at second or short. Really athletic guy. He's also had a couple good at-bats today, so good day overall for Provencio.
Carter Eberhard comes to the plate and takes first pitch for a ball. The first baseman had a base knock last inning, scored a run, and then came around to score. Advanced once on the wild pitch. Here's the 1-0. Chopped foul down the first base side. 4th go-through of the lineup here for the Miners, who weren't able to get really anyone on the first 3-4 innings. Sean Toger, Trace Hartman looked excellent. Anthony Steinhoff, pretty good. And then things have gone south for the Bucs defensively. 1-1. Golfed high right side, giving chase is Provencio. And that one is off the wall. Chasing in the second base is Eberhard. And that's a stand-up double for the first baseman. The Miners back in action offensively here in the 7th.
Really nicely tagged. Golfed
Yeah,
it was the
your
perfect
catcher,
word
number
out to
48,
right center
Carter
field. Provencio put his
Jeffrey.
glove up, but couldn't come down with the catch. He was kind of trying to deke the runner, it seemed like. But really nice contact there for Eberhard. And yeah, they have found out how to put the ball in play these last couple innings. The Miners have.
The wind carried that one almost over the fence here. Neither of these teams have a home run so far this season, as Carter Jeffrey comes to the plate. The catcher takes the first pitch for a ball, 1-0 the count. Jeffrey got his first hit of the season last inning and his first run as well to break an 0-for-6 start to the season. That'll get some confidence into your bat for the Iowa Hawkeye. 1 ball, no strikes. Next pitch, breaking ball, tattooed down the third base line, and will go foul.
Nate Muncy, a lefty. Yet to see him really use any of his off speed. He's thrown a couple of them, but going to that fastball the majority of the time.
Yeah, Muncy works with a pretty classic fastball, changeup, curveball. Just has that 3-pitch rotation, and now trying to get a few outs with it. 1 away here with a runner in scoring position. Breaking pitch sent right back Muncy's way. It's off his forearm. He turns around, throws to first, and still gets the batter in time. A nice recovery there from Nate Muncy. Does advance Eberhard to third, but 2 away. A big second out here for the Bucs.
Really impressive stuff there from Nate Muncy to stick with that one. It almost looks like it touched his face. Kind of hit his jersey, rolled up on him, and found it, and fired it confidently. Really nice stuff to stay composed from Nate Muncy. That could be tough for a pitcher. So much is happening. You got runners moving base to base.
So it'll be up to Carson Grout to keep this inning going for the Miners. First pitch from Muncy is way high at the eyesight of Grout, and he'll move ahead in the count 1-0. Eberhard waiting patiently at third. He advanced on that ground out. Now it is 90 feet for making this a 7-run day for the Miners. Breaking pitch low, 2-0 the count. Grout, another one of these Hawkeyes, his first team All-State in Iowa, his senior year of high school, and then got to play for his state school. That's the dream for a lot of these ball players. 2-0 pitch. This is inside and low. Matsuzaki doing a good job of blocking that one. And 3 straight balls to start off this at bat to Grout.
Matsuzaki has been a vacuum back there. So much space back at the backstop. He's blocked a lot of them.
3-0. Misses low. 4-pitch walk to Carson Grout. And there's runners on the corners with 2 away here, and Evan Bilter trying to do something with it.
Now batting,
The
your left fielder,
Colorado
number 31,
School of Mines
Evan
product
Bilter.
comes to the plate. Plays for the School of Mines, now a minor in the summer.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
How long have you been working on that one?
First pitch. Breaking ball in there for a strike. It's all about wordplay.
It's all about wordplay. You're right. You do that pretty well.
Next pitch bounces. Matsuzaki in front of it again. You know, if Matsuzaki lets a couple of these past him, this could be a 10-run ball game maybe. I mean, all day he's made some very impressive plays. And while the offense and defense last inning hasn't done much to help him, still been a good day for the catcher. 1 ball, 1 strike. A long wait, and here comes the pitch. Breaking ball inside, gets away from Matsuzaki. And I'll move the count to 2-1. Saw Reese Sherman, the catcher, yesterday for the Bucs, have a very good day. Luke Taylor, who is seen as a pinch hitter, has had good stints at catcher in past teams. So a very good catching rotation for this Anchorage squad. 2 balls, 1 strike. The pitch hit high out of play on the right side. A few fans will watch that one drift.
I wonder if this big backstop kind of gets into the pitcher's head. Almost being a little bit too conservative with their pitches and maybe a little safe. They don't want to bounce one up there, so it's forcing the pitchers to really pummel the strike zone. The Miners are taking advantage.
Leads at first and third. Runner takes. This one clobbered towards left field, giving chases Gamel, and will make an over-the-shoulder catch right in front of the track. So the outfielders adjust and get an out because of it. 2 runners stranded in the bottom of the 7th. We'll head to the 8th. It's the Miners 6, the Bucs 2. You're watching Anchorage Bucs baseball. To inning number 8, we head here at Herman Brothers Field in Palmer, Alaska. Beautiful day for baseball, 8:31 local time. And the Bucs, well, they need some offense, and they'll try to do it against a new pitcher for the Miners. Garrett Bauman heads to the mound out of Sam Houston. Sam Houston had a very tough season, 12-43. Obviously did not make any postseason, but Bauman had a respectable year, 39 innings pitched, a 2-1 record. But what really hurt him was the hit. Gave up 58 hits and 56 runs. That's not what you want to see in 39 innings of action. And now the Bucs trying to keep that going as Luke Taylor comes to the plate in the top of inning number 8. This game flying by. Taylor, pinch hitter, making his second time to the plate today. Takes first pitch inside first for a ball. 1-0 the count.
Yeah, 10 wild pitches for Bauman, too. So I don't know if this field is going to be too friendly to him on that front.
1 ball, no strike. Next pitch, breaking pitch, hammered left side, and now the play. You've seen a lot of big foul balls out of the Bucs today.
Yep. Still waiting on that first homer.
Just got to find one in the lines. Taylor struck out in the 6th, but reached on a wild pitch and got all the way to third base. Wasn't able to be punched home, though. 1-1. Off the inside of the bat towards center field, and that's going to drop for a single. Wynn took it for a trip. And a leadoff single for Luke Taylor. Gets the Bucs going here in the 8th. If you want to make a comeback, you got to have the guys on the base paths, and that's what will help. As we're going to see another pinch hitter come into the game. It's going to be number 6, Cooper Siselski, come in to hit for Marcus Albalson. It's kind of surprising to see Albalson, who's played pretty well for the first 2 games almost, come out. And it'll be interesting to see who goes into his second base position because Siselski's an outfielder. But it won't matter for now. Siselski batting. First pitch taken all the way for a strike on a fastball. 0-1 the count.
That's the good thing about having 2 infielders play the corner outfield positions today. You got Gamel and Provencio, who both have infield experience, so I'm sure one of them would slot into second.
Siselski 1 for 4 last night, singled in his first at-bat of the year. The 0-1 swung on and missed. 0-2 the count.
That's got to be good for Luke Taylor. Get on, first knock of the season. Come off the bench in both games, but you get jammed, you see one bloop, and all of a sudden, you look up, you're 1 for 2.
And he reached on the last one via a strikeout, so finds a way to get us on base no matter what. No balls, 2 strikes on Siselski. Next pitch, breaking ball, fouls that one off.
Just the 3rd hit of the day, too, for the Bucs. The first one that's not Corey Bantam.
Siselski, a recent commit to Southeastern, where he'll be playing NAIA ball with a powerhouse next year. It'll be his 3rd school. 0-2 pitch. Hit high on the left side of the infield. Peritoni calls off a couple guys, but it'll be the second baseman, Medlock, who makes the grab. It's a towering ball, but these infielders know how to command it, and 1 away here in the 8th.
Yeah, Siselski just out in
batting,
front.
Third baseman number 14,
pitch.
Alex Sanchez.
Until he put his head down the second he lifted that one into the air. He was frustrated because that was over the middle of the plate. A pitch that you could do some damage with.
Well, that'll give way for Alex Sanchez, the third baseman. Taylor still waiting over there at first base. First pitch. Fastball low. 1-0 the count. Haven't seen Taylor make any signs that he'll be heading towards second base, but has had a few stride lead over there. Being checked by the first baseman Everhard. Yeah, you never know. Pitch taken outside. Nice frame job there by Jeffrey, but umpire won't buy it. Wind picking up here as we get to the later hours at Herman Brothers Field.
Fans still here, bundled up in their big blankets. I'm sure they know how to do that well.
2-0 pitch. Check swing. Doesn't matter. It's a strike anyways. And Sanchez will move to a 2-1 count. The third baseman. 0 for 2 today. Walked in the second. Got all the way around the third. And what was looking like was going to be a gigantic inning for the Bucs. Ended up just being 2 runs. Breaking ball hit towards the left center field gap, and that one's going to drop. Goes all the way to the warning track. In the third base is Taylor. They're sending him home. A hobbling Sanchez gets into second base as Taylor scores, but not a good sign out at second as Sanchez now on his knees in pain. As he approached the second base bag, could barely even walk, and now the coaching staff and trainers will immediately come out. We'll step aside for a quick second and be back. You're watching Anchorage Bucs baseball. Back here at Herman Brothers Field, an RBI double hit by Alex Sanchez. He comes up weirdly on what looks like he's holding his hamstring. We won't speculate, but a tough break for Sanchez on a really well hit ball to left center field. A pinch runner will come in the form of Taurus Murray.
Yeah, Taurus Murray will walk on, so his teammate as he steps over the baseline. I hate to see something like this, especially in summer ball.
The good sign is Sanchez is able to walk to the dugout by himself, as he'll head into the dugout, talk things over with the coaching staff, and Murray will move to second base. So an RBI double for Alex Sanchez gets us to a 6-3 game now. The offense sort of waking up
right
here
fielder, number 7,
in
James
inning
Provencio.
number 7. Excuse me, inning number 8. And James Provencio will come to the plate. Provencio, excuse me. Provencio takes first pitch low for a ball, 1-0 the count. The right fielder, searching for his first hit of the season, walked back in the second. And a ground out and a grounder to first in his last 2 times up. 1 ball, no strike. Murray dancing out there at second. Pitch is low and inside.
Taurus Murray came on now. He's the runner at second. Tons of speed. Saw yesterday he roped a double down the left field line. So a single right here should probably make this a 6-4 game. Provencio's had a good day at the plate, putting balls in play and working long at bats.
A long wait in between pitches. Here it comes, fouled off the inside of the bat. That's one thing we've seen him do very well. He knows how to get contact. Hasn't sent a lot of them fair, but is able to extend his at-bats, which is not what you want to see as a pitcher. Garrett Bauman with a rough start to his outing. Single, then a pop-up and a double, and trying to get a big second out here. Wind has pretty much died down. 2-1 pitch. Misses low.
Yeah, no trees are moving. It's an amazing sight. Or not, depending on who you are and where you like to hit the ball or where you're sitting as a fan or tons of different factors.
For us as broadcasters, we're inside, so it doesn't matter much to us. 3 balls, 1 strike. Murray with a nice lead over at second. The pitch, bounce towards second base, should be routine for Medlock. He goes over the first in time for the 4-3 putout, but it does advance Murray over to third base. So, the top of the lineup coming to bat in Logan Ewell. The Bucs still with a chance to make this a 2-run ball game, possibly something more if Ewell can get a big hit.
Logan Ewell.
0 for 2 today. Pair of walks, a strikeout, and a ground out his last time up. Grant Haas awaits on deck. Be great if he could come up this inning. But first, Ewell has to find a way to reach. First pitch from Bauman. Hit high. Foul territory left side, giving chases Grout, and the third baseman will make the grab 10 feet away from the line. Well, another runner stranded, but one comes across the plate. It's the Miners 6, the Bucs 3, as we head to the bottom of the 8th here at Herman Brothers Field. This is Anchorage Bucs baseball. Back here at Herman Brothers Field in Palmer, Alaska, it's the Bucs 3, the Miners 6 here as a late comeback trying to start for Anchorage, but first the defense is going to have to make some stops, and they're doing it with a whole new crew. If you're keeping score at home, get ready to use an eraser. Left field, Taurus Murray comes in to replace Austin Gamel, who makes the move over to second base. Then in right field, it'll be Siselski coming in to replace Provencio, who's over at third base. And most importantly, a new pitcher on the mound as well, as it will be Tanner Hale coming in to pitch for the Bucs. Another pitcher used as the right-hander gets ready. First pitch on its way, and that one almost hits Greg Parentoni. So not the best start, but Hale will try to relax things here on the 1-0 pitch. Here it comes off the inside of the bat, and foul evens out the count at 1 apiece. Hale rocking jersey number 29, spelled just like the weather, H-A-I-L. Just wrapped up his freshman year at Feather River College. Pitch in there for a strike.
Yeah, get to see a lot of new players in new spots. We were talking about all these versatile defenders. You got Gamel at second, now Provencio at third. See how they fare in their new spots.
1-2. Bounces away from Matsuzaki. Won't matter though, no runners on. It evens out the count at 2-2. Well, Hale just wrapped up his year, as we said, at Feather River College in California. See one of his college teammates, Carl Colavecchio, in a few days probably, as this one hit hard towards left field, way past where Murray is standing, goes all the way to the wall on one bounce, and safely to second base is Parentoni, and that's a leadoff double to start off the 8th for the Miners.
You hear the crack
Now
of the
batting
bat
your right
after
field,
that
number
one.
14,
That was
Joe
laced
McGee.
over Taurus Murray's head. There's no chance that he was going to grab that one, and just a no-doubt double. We've seen that a couple times now from the Miners, really putting the ball in the outfield, testing the Bucs outfielders.
Yeah, I mean, and it came out of nowhere. The Bucs defense was fine through the first 5 innings or so, was playing great in the outfield, and now these Miners bats have woken up and they've found ways to find the gaps in the outfield, and that is how you score runs and win games. First pitch in there for a ball to Joe McGee, the 9-hitter for the Miners. Parentoni Waits patiently out there at second base, hoping he can scratch across his second run of the day. Hale stands tall and misses the bat of McGee, but it won't matter. He's showing bunt, and he tried to take it away, but it was too late. So we'll go for a strike. 1-1 the count.
McGee has shown bunt a couple times today. And there's like the small ball strategy. After a big double. That's funny. Bash and a little bunt.
1-1, big swing and a miss. Hale will move ahead in the count 1-2. Miners chasing after their second win of the season. However, these first few games aren't going to matter come the end of July. As Hale peers in for the 1-2 pitch. Looks towards second and fires. That one outside. 2-2 the count. As the first 7 days worth of games are not going to count towards the league standings. This is happening because, as we've mentioned a couple times on the broadcast, the Bucs aren't playing for quite some time.
Yeah.
No game Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. So if that was your plan, you're going to have to open something else up in your calendar. 2-2 pitch, hit high towards left field. Racing in is Murray, and he can't get it. One bounce, he loses his hat, throws to third, and it successfully will tag Parentoni. So Murray can't get the ball on the fly, but ends up getting the lead runner. Almost a better situation there, and it'll be 1 on with 1 away.
Yeah, that was not a smart base running move, I think.
Now batting,
Tony.
your center fielder,
I mean,
number
Thomas
4,
Murray
Luke
couldn't come up with the catch,
Wilson.
but the ball landed a foot in front of him. It was actually a nice play to barehand it right off the grass. He fired into Provencio over at third.
Yeah, didn't lose his glove or his hat, which he lost. Pickoff attempt not in time over the first base. As we were saying, so the Bucs won't be playing games. The Miners will. They have tomorrow off and then play all the way through Sunday. However, to keep the standings intact and all the teams at even games are not going to count, as the bunt attempt goes foul to the right-hand side. Just running. That almost looked like a softball type swing there.
Kind of like an Ichiro run into it. Although Ichiro, of course, from the left side. But Bucs still need to get out of this cleanly if they want any chance of coming back into this one. Tanner Hale has looked decent. I mean, he gave up that big double, but commanding the strike zone pretty well.
The 6th pitcher used today. Bunt shown again, and then we'll go straight into the mass of Matsuzaki. That's why you wear all the gear as a catcher. 0-2 count quickly here on the leadoff man, Luke Wilson.
Yeah, the sun's actually out. It's crazy how things change over here. I mean, you said you went to the bathroom, came back, it was raining. Now all of a sudden,
Sunny.
creeping in.
And the wind is back in play, blowing out towards
Wind
right
is back
field.
in play. We're introducing the characters here.
You can see 4 seasons in 1 game here at Herman Brothers Field, and pretty much any field here in the Alaska Baseball League. Matsuzaki took a walk out to have a word with Tanner Hale. And now we'll strap back his mask and get ready for the 0-2 offering. Runner at first base. 1 away here in the bottom of inning number 8. Here's the pitch. Grounded left side through, past the third baseman, Provencio. And the runners are both safe. 2 on with just 1 away here in the bottom of the 8th.
Now batting, your second baseman, number
little
12,
squibbler.
Elliot
Provencio
Medlock.
couldn't get there. Neither did Haas. And it's interesting to see Tanner Hale actually, he puts his foot very far right on the rubber. Almost as far right as he possibly can. And it makes it harder on the right-handed hitters because he's almost coming, like he's in line with the hitter. So the vision's tough.
Elliot Medlock comes to the plate with runners at first and second base. A chance to do some damage here. First pitch fastball in there for a strike. This is not something that Hale is used to. Started 14 games this spring for Feather River College. Only a 3.41 ERA in 74 innings pitched. He was very efficient with the ball. Has not seen that here today. Pitch hits the right shoulder of Medlock, and that will load the bases here. No one throwing in the bullpen. This is Hale's mess to deal with.
Yeah.
Runners at every bag.
Now batting,
And Ridge Erickson coming
your
to the plate.
designated hitter, number 6,
Tanner Hale
Ridge
mustered up 46
Erickson.
strikeouts last season. So this is a time to get those back. You want to strike some hitters out. Of course, the double play would be perfect. But right now, you just want to try to keep the ball from going into the outfield.
First Bucs road game of the year. Not going too swell here. Down 6-3 into the bottom of the 8th inning here at Herman Brothers Field. First pitch, sharply hit towards third. The throw home is in time on the force. They'll go to first. In time! How about that? A 5-2-3 double play. You don't see that one every day. And the Bucs get out of a jam. Quite the way to end the inning. Nice play over at third. They get the force out at home, and they go all across the way to first base. We'll head to inning number 9. The Bucs need to muster up some offense. We'll see if they can use that defensive momentum in their favor. It's the Bucs 3, the Miners 6. We head to the 9th here at Herman Brothers Field. This is Anchorage Bucs baseball. Well, Bucs fans, if you got caps, it's time to turn them upside down. Rally time here for Anchorage, down 6-3, entering the top of the 9th here at Herman Brothers Field. Garrett Bauman will enter another inning of work. Was shaky in the 8th, but came out of it with just 1 run given up. And now he'll have to face off against the dangerous 2-3-4 hitters, Grant Haas, Austin Gamel, and Corey Bantam. Obviously, pinch hitters could be used in this scenario, but with those guys up, you probably won't see any, all very capable hitters.
Yeah, obviously everyone's capable on the team, but hit at the top of the lineup, Grant Haas still looking for a base knock here to start his
Leading off the
campaign
Bucs
this
ninth,
season, and this would be a perfect
shortstop
time
number 9,
for
Grant
it to come.
Haas.
Most important spot in this game so far.
Reached via an error his last time up. First pitch, taken all the way for a strike. Nice fastball from Bauman.
And we saw last night, the Bucs had a rally. It was cut short eventually, but they did show some fight in the 9th inning to try to spark a comeback.
Haas awaits the 0-1. Here it comes. Swung on and missed. 0-2 the count. And you got to be cautious with your swings here. We saw in the 9th inning yesterday, the game came to a close because too aggressive at the home plate. You want to slow things down if you're the Bucs. No balls, 2 strikes. Here's the next pitch. Just misses outside.
Good take by Grant Haas there to lay off that fastball. Just missed, but you got to stay composed. Like you said, getting on base right now is the biggest priority.
Haas out of Central Arizona College. His team was excellent this spring, going 43-19. 1-2. Misses outside. He wanted that one. Began to reach for it, but saw it was breaking a little too far outside. He'll lay off of it, and it's a 2-2 count.
Way to work back. Make this an even count. I wouldn't expect anything but a fastball here after going to that off speed.
Here comes the pitch. Big swing to miss, strike 3. Fired up the fastball. Haas is second behind it. And 1 away here in the top of the 9th for Austin Gamel.
You almost
Now
think
batting
that
left fielder number 5,
the setup
Austin
pitch was that
Gamel.
slider outside. Then just to come back with that high heat inside on Grant Haas, it makes it tough. Going from one side to the other in that short a time.
6-3 ball game. Bucs need some runs as Austin Gamel takes the first pitch low and inside. 1-0 the count. Left-handed hitter trying for his first hit of the day. Reached via fielder's choice last inning. Or excuse me, 2 innings ago. Takes next pitch for a strike. Evens out the count at 1 apiece. Gamel's moved around, played left, right, and now third base in just the first 2 games of the season. 1-1 pitch. Bounces low. He's mainly an infielder.
Yeah.
But was given some opportunities in the outfield. But you got to imagine he's a little more comfortable at third base. And now, maybe we'll see if that comfortableness translates to the plate. 2 balls, 1 strike. Next pitch. Taken for a strike.
Yeah, Gamel looked like he was mad after that one. I don't know if it was about the call or if it was mad at himself for taking a pitch that was right down the gut. He literally punched his bat just there, said, hey, all right, this is where you got to swing.
4 pitches, he's yet to swing. Here's the 5th one. He does, and it's right back into the glove of Bauman, who will flip it to first in time. What a reaction from the right-hander, and a big second out for the Miners.
Excellent play by Bauman. I for sure thought that one
Now batting
was
first
going up
baseman
the
number
middle.
30.
He kind of just stuck his glove
Corey
out, and it was
Batten.
almost like the ball found the glove rather than the glove found the ball. Mixed myself up there a little bit, but you get the point. Excellent play by Bauman.
Well, it's all up to Corey Bantam, the left-hander. First pitch, takes it for a strike. 0-1 the count. Well, Bauman, we mentioned, had a iffy 8th, but he has really found his stuff here in the 9th. The 0-1 pitch misses inside. Bantam almost got hit by it. Was hit by a pitch his last time up. Got to first. But if you're the Bucs, you probably don't want him getting hit by a pitch. You probably want him using his full power here. The 1-1 breaking pitch in there for a strike, and the Bucs down to their last strike. 6-3 Miners lead here. Corey Bantam at the plate. The 1-2 way high and outside.
And Bantam does not want to get hit again. I saw how frustrated he was the first time he got hit. He didn't come out here to Alaska to get plunked by pitches, I'll tell you.
5 hits already this season. The 2-2. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. And that will bring today's game to an
And
end.
that's the ball game, ladies
Well,
and gentlemen.
the Bucs controlled for most of it,
Score,
leading
Miners
2-0
6,
all the way up until inning number
Hey folks,
6.
off day tomorrow for the
And then
Miners. They'll be back
the
here
Railroad,
right here
well,
at Herman
took
Brothers
a
on
left turn.
Thursday.
6 runs
Taking on the
scored,
Pilots.
all of the offense for the day by the Miners in
local
inning number 6,
1547
and
day
they
at the Hart.
escape with a
Game
6-3
time
lead.
is
They
6 o'clock.
sweep this home-and-home series to
Again,
start
Miners
the
versus
unofficial
Pilots,
season
Thursday,
here
6
in the
p.m.
Alaska
We
Baseball
hope to
League.
see you here.
Milo, the
Please be
pitching looked
safe out
good.
there.
Then there was some
Have a
fall off
pleasant
both
evening.
defensively and on the mound for the Bucs here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, you can't look past the 6th inning, right? I mean, the Bucs had the lead going into that inning, and then Grady Ferris came on. He struck out his first batter, but the defense wasn't there to back him up when the Miners put the ball in play. And there's innings that you don't forget. That'll be one that the Miners sure hope, sorry, the Bucs sure hope that they forget going forward in this season. The defense has to stay sharp. You got to be ready to back up your pitchers when they allow the other hitters to put the ball in play. So 6-run inning the Miners had in that 6th inning. That was really the winning inning and the inning that they'll certainly remember.
Grady Ferris will take the loss, drop to 0-1 on the year. I believe the win here is actually going to go to Colin Miskelly, who only pitched 1 inning, but was the pitcher of record in that 6. We'll see how the official scoring goes there, but a lot of pitchers used tonight by the Bucs. They end up throwing 6 guys out there, and, you know, just figuring out how the rotation looks here. John Toger looked great. Trace Hartman looked great. Nate Muncy had some success. So you're seeing what you have to work with, and that will now turn into a 6-day break for the Bucs
I
and
think
see
this
what
is a good time.
happens.
It's a good time for this break. I know it's so early. You usually don't want to have a 6-day break after your first 2 games of the season. But listen, there are a couple things that the Bucs certainly want to work on after today. You got 6 days to work on it before you play your next game on Sunday. So time for the Bucs to recoup. You know, look at each other in the eyes and say, hey, we're better than this out there. Let's go out and play Bucs baseball. They all want to do it. It's just a matter of time.
Well, I'll give you a positive and a negative. The positive, that Ayers number dropped drastically. 4 last night for the Bucs, a lot cleaner in the field tonight. Just a 1 in that column. But if you move 1 column to the left, the hits are what really struggled tonight for Anchorage. Only 4 compared to 13 for the home Miners. Last night, the Bucs, even in loss, won that 9-7. So now it's going to become can you have the hitting, the defense, and the pitching all merged together, and we will see that next Monday.
Yeah, it all needs to come together. You got one going, you got to get the other going, put them all together, and then that's a good team. It's a good material we're putting out onto the field for the Bucs. You get everything working at the same time. So I think practice these next couple days will be good for the team. Get out there, work on the fundamentals, work on hitting, the simple fielding. Everything should work out.
Well, that's just about going to wrap up our coverage today and for the next few days. It's not Monday, but instead Sunday when Anchorage Bucs baseball will return, and it's the first Anchorage rivalry game of the season as the Bucs take on the Anchorage Glacier Pilots. That is a 2 p.m. First pitch will be on the air at 1:45 from Mulcahy Stadium. But until then, it's just going to be some rest for these players, get some practice time in as well, and try to shake off these first 2 losses of the season. That's just about going to do our time here at Herman Brothers Field. Second meeting of the year between the Miners and the Bucs goes in the favor of Matsu. It's the Miners 6, the Bucs 3. For Milo Hoffman, my name's Alex Burstein saying good night and see you later.